stakes in the courtroom, lights shining bright, paparazzi flashing. His face lost in the fight. He played the bad boy, living life on the lam. Now he's trapped in the spotlight. Can he take the stand? Did he do it? Did he do it? The world's on the edge like a fuse lit. Did he do it? Did he do it? Choose a runaway train when we're glued to it. The surprise witness steps up, face cool as stone.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
Hero of the hour, unraveling his guise. The bad boy's kingdom crumbles right before our eyes. Did he do it? Did he do it?
And he often electronically recorded them.
Questions burn, we pursue it. Did he do it? Did he do it? This drama's real, there's no undoing.
The freak-off sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics.
Revelations raining down, it's getting late. The clock ticks loud and the room holds its breath. Is a verdict justice or a march into death? Did he do it? Did he do it? The tension's tight like a noose knit. Did he do it? Did he do it? The scales tip heavy under truth grit. Balls on the edge like a fuse, yeah. Did he do it? Do it? The scales tip heavy under truth grit.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello. I did not make the song, cannot take credit. I mean, well, I guess I kind of made the song a little bit, but no, it's an AI song and the voice is totally AI. That's how good the AI has gotten. Yes, that is an AI song. I did give it some hints, right? Like I kind of said, like make the hook, the Diddy do it. I don't know. They might come copyright claim me, but I think I got the copyright claimable free one or whatever. But it's just I've used it a couple times for other videos and stuff. Okay, y'all. I had my lunch. How was lunch? Oh, I was so ambitious earlier today, thinking I was just gonna be live all day. I was up so early, y'all. I couldn't sleep. It was like, the night before Christmas or whatever. Also been working on my background a little bit. What y'all think about that? Okay, I guess we can get rid of him. Goodbye. All right, so jury was selected today. Finalized, I should say. Finalized today. And we did have opening statements this morning. If you missed that, it is the most recent video on this playlist. You can go check that out. I was live for about, I don't know, like I didn't even check, like 3 hours. Apparently there was like 50,000 views on that video. The things are getting out of hand, y'all. That's a little bit more than I'm used to. Hello, hi, we're here, we're ready. So they did opening statements. In the opening statements, what you kind of get is like a preview of what they're going to argue. What is the prosecution's case and what is the defense's case? What's the defense? What is their theory of the case or whatever, right? That's where you really get an outline, a roadmap of what you can expect, who you can expect to hear from. We heard that we would hear from Cassie. They started using her name for the first time. We heard that we would hear from someone named Mia, but it is not a real name. It's a fake name, a pseudonym. Okay, Mia. We also heard that we would hear from, and this is all just from the opening statements. We also heard that we would hear from Cassie about Kim Porter. Kim Porter came up, yes, and then they were like, Diddy's lawyer was like, "You're gonna hear from Cassie about the jealousy of Kim Porter." Like, I don't know if she was jealous of Kim Porter or Kim Porter was jealous. It's hard to read between the lines if you're just joining for the first time. Hello, we did this all morning as well. So I'm recapping a little bit just so we can get on the road and see where we are here. So Diddy's theory of the case, their side of the case, is just like all of his exes were jealous, vindictive, money hungry, fill in the blank. You know what I mean? And even this Jane Doe, they were saying only way Diddy would ever spend any time with this one is at a freak off. So she would just do it because she just wanted to spend time when she was desperate. And I'm like, I'm not really sure that's the smartest thing to be admitting. You're admitting that she was so desperate to please him. Like, I don't know. That seems like if he knew that and he still acted upon that, maybe that is coercion. And I wasn't even ready to think it was coercion. But whenever you have his lawyer admitting to something like that, it's a pretty crazy. So what I'm gonna do, let's head over to Inner City Press Twitter and see if anything has started yet. Okay, Jamal said court is back. All right, here we go. Okay. Eight minutes ago, it started back up. Just trying to get my little settings right. Okay, here we go. Oh, I guess he's not. Ugh. There's only 2 tweets. Don't worry. I'm pulling it up. Where are we? Oh, God. He's on that same thread. Ugh. That thread is glitching. All right. Here we go. 13 minutes ago, they are back. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a spot here. Okay. 1:22 p.m. They're back, or nearly all of them. The judge, remember before we left last time? Oh, my little thing's not up now. Oh my God, get your stuff together, girl. I know. Here you go. Before we left last time, there was an item on the agenda up for dispute. Brian Steele, Young Thug's lawyer, had said they were objecting Diddy's team. Diddy's now being represented by Young Thug's lawyer. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. Diddy's lawyer, Brian Steele, he said before they left that they were going to be objecting to 2 pieces of evidence. It was an incident report and an addendum about the hotel incident with Cassie. The judge said, in terms of the objection, and then Diddy's lawyers say, we're still waiting for Diddy. So he's making everybody wait. Girl, what is he doing? Everybody's waiting on Diddy. Oh my God. Judge says, oh, sorry. Then Diddy gets brought in. One exhibit objected to, the judge said, subject to the U.S. laying the proper foundation, it is admissible. Okay, so proper foundation. So it's not just like out the gate, definitely, yes, this is so admissible, but it's like, yeah, if the feds like say the right magic words, I'm going to let this piece of evidence come in. Then they're talking about the exhibit with the added note. The objection is well taken. It is excluded. Okay. So the exhibit with the addendum where it has like a security guard's impressions, it says like notes on there, like I was scared to let Diddy see Cassie coming around the front, and I thought Diddy was screaming an employee's name. Diddy's lawyers were like, that's speculation. You can't let that in. And the judge is like, okay, I agree. So there was 2 exhibits that were up for dispute. There was 2 exhibits that Diddy's team was trying to keep out. One of them is coming in if the government lays the proper foundation. One of them is not going to come in. The judge sided with Diddy. So a win for Diddy and a not so much win for Diddy. I think this judge is pretty fair. So then they say, so then he says, let's get the jury back in. The government ready to call its first witness. Oh my God, here we are. Breaking news, 1:40 or 1:35 p.m. The government is about to call its first witness in the Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs case. Wow. Okay. The feds, the prosecutors say first, before we call them up, we got to enter 4 exhibits. All right. So the jury's back in. So the jury was outside of the room. They were not here whenever the judge just moments before that was allowing certain evidence in, not letting certain evidence in, et cetera, et cetera. So the jury didn't see any of that. The jury just comes in and all they see is all rise. Jury enters. Is the government ready to call its first witness? Feds, prosecutors go, first, Your Honor, we want to enter 4 exhibits. Agnifilo, no objection. But they did have objection before, remember, whenever the judge, all that whole thing, but it happened outside the presence of the jury. They're calling LAPD officer Israel Flores. I'm also a reservist for the Army. I was guard with Securitas in 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel near Century City. Okay, so we have our first witness. The first witness in the Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs trial is Los Angeles Police Department officer Israel Flores. He is also a reservist in the Army. He was a guard. He was a security guard in 2016. Intercontinental Hotel near Century City. It's kind of starting to make a little bit more sense why that bodyguard might have been doing what he was doing. It's like y'all are seeing me have a live realization right now. I just got to make sure it wasn't allied before I say more. Okay. So the feds ask their first question. The first question: what happened on March 5th, 2016? Oh my God, y'all, it's happening. What happened on March 5th, 2016? He was a security guard. He says, I was told of the 6th floor. There, I recognized Sean Combs. He's there, wearing a gray sweater. What was your title at the time, Mr. Flores? He says, I was the assistant director of security. All right, cool. Let me show you a photo of the Intercontinental Hotel. She pulls up a photo. He says, it's shaped like a pyramid. Okay, I guess they were going to try and keep, okay, admitted a photo. Okay, so the judge admits a photo. If you were not here earlier this morning, or even if you were, just to remind you, we are bouncing back and forth between a few different sources, although Inner City Press is my favorite and my preferred. But a lot of times, like the New York Times or CNN, they'll have a little extra nugget of info that you don't get, vice versa. So here they are. They say, prosecution calls LAPD officer as its first witness. He joined the LAPD in 2018. The year, interesting. He joined the LAPD in 2018. So he wasn't a police officer yet. He was a security guard only. That is important context for me to know. It wasn't like he was like double duty at the police department and the security. He was just security. He was not yet a police officer. He wouldn't become a police officer for 2 years. Before going to the LAPD, he worked at Securitas for 10 years. In 2016, he was working in security in the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City. Okay. Okay, they ask him another question. What kind of incidents did you respond to? He said all kinds. We had a couple of self-unalivings there. We would prepare incident reports, the 5 W's. That's like the who, what, when, where, why or whatever. Would you attach photos to the reports? The feds ask. Yes, but not video. We didn't have the password. Okay. Another update here. Here we go, y'all. 1 minute ago, officer says he was working security at a hotel when he got, quote, woman in distress call and saw Combs. The officer was the assistant director of security at the Intercontinental Hotel on March 5th, 2016, when he received a call saying there was a woman in distress on the 6th floor. He stepped out of the elevator and saw Diddy and the woman in the elevator lobby. He recognized the man in the lobby as Combs. Sorry. He recognized the man in the lobby as Combs. When asked, he identified Diddy in the courtroom as wearing a gray sweater. Okay, so see how you get a little bit more details? Like Inner City Press did say all this stuff, but it was like not so they're like fleshed out, I guess. Okay. Okay, so he's saying we would attach photos. We would attach photographs to the incident reports, but we did not attach videos because we did not have the password. Again, he was the assistant director of security. Oh, look, the testimony of a woman who had accused Combs is up in the air, victim 3. The prosecution called his first witness. Okay, this was 11 minutes ago. Okay, so nothing new. They haven't done anything. So we are learning here, breaking news from CNN, that this police officer, the first witness in the Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs trial, is now a police officer. He was not a police officer at the time. He was a security guard. And he responded to an incident. There was a security incident. The security needed to show up. And it was a, quote, woman in distress on the 6th floor. He stepped out of the elevator, this security guard who's now a police officer, and he saw Diddy and he recognized Diddy. And he points out to Diddy in the courtroom in a gray sweater and says, that's him. Okay, let's see what else there's going on here. Okay, that's the most recent there. That's the most recent here. So that's happening now. I do think it is a little bit. Okay, so this is important. We have Christy Slavic is the prosecutor who is questioning. She's questioning, and this is their witness. This is a witness that the prosecutors have called. Diddy will get a chance, or his lawyers will get a chance to cross-examine any witnesses. Yeah, they're saying he's a LA police officer in the headlines, but he wasn't a police officer at the time. I think it's very important to point that out. He was a security guard at the time. But he wasn't a police officer. 11 seconds, we get a new tweet. When did this incident take place? He said it took place 11 a.m. I got a report of a woman. This has been doing this all day. I got a report of a woman in distress on the 6th floor. I closed the security base and checked the cameras. There was an African-American man pacing back and forth. I did not see a female. I rushed there. Okay, so he is saying, who knows if this is true or not, but what he is saying, he was called. He got a report. Who sent the report in? I don't know. He said, I got a report about 11 o'clock in the morning, March 5th, 2016. A woman in distress. So I closed the security base and I looked at the cameras. There was a man pacing back and forth. I didn't see a woman, so I rushed to the scene. That was the most recent tweet. Let's refresh these other two sources. There's a lot of people on this one too. Look, 1, 2, 3 different CNN people are doing this. Flurry of civil cases await Sean Combs. Yeah. Updated 5 minutes ago. I don't see anything from 5 minutes ago. No, it's not updated 5 minutes ago. They lied. Oh, here. Let's try that. Here we go. Israel Flores. Oh, they're spelling Flores different. So I don't know if it's Florez or S. It's spelled two different ways, public docs. A Los Angeles police officer who was a security guard at the Intercontinental Hotel in 2016. He's the first person to testify about an assault at the crux of the government's ST case. That March, Sean Combs was caught on security cameras, striking, hitting, and kicking Cassie after she left their hotel room, where the government says an FO had recently taken place. The prosecution has said that Diddy bought the surveillance footage from hotel security for $100,000, but it has not disappeared for good. Last year, CNN published clips of the surveillance footage, and the jury is expected to see the footage of the assault. Just refreshing here. If nothing here, I do think there's another update from CNN. Yeah, nothing new. The most recent thing that we have from Matthew Russell Lee is, when did this incident take place? It was about 11 in the morning. Let's see. We have another update on this site, though. Let's look here. Surveillance systems monitor. Okay, so we're getting some live updates from inside the courtroom about the surveillance system at the Intercontinental Hotel 1 minute ago. Surveillance systems monitored the roof, interior, and parking lot of the hotel. There were at least 3 cameras per floor covering the elevator lobby, and 2 more in the hallway facing north and south, the prosecution's first witness testified. There were additional cameras on a floor of the hallway. There were additional cameras on a floor if the hallway had more turns. The cameras recorded when they detected motion. So they were motion detector cameras, motion sensor cameras. And they had at least 3 on each floor. And they would have even more cameras if the hallway on the floor had like a bunch of turns. When security personnel responded to an incident in the hotel, they were required to file incident reports. The reports would include photos if there was damage to the hotel. Okay, so this is where we're getting the vase. This is where the vase comes in. If there's damage to some property at the hotel, there's a picture and then an incident report. It's the rule. You have to do it. So I think that's where the pictures of the vase and stuff are going to come in. Let's go back to Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press. Okay. What did you see on the 6th floor? Mr. Combs in a towel and some like colored socks. He's a rapper, producer, and then Cassie on the floor. Let me show you photos. So they show photographs of Diddy here, and it's him wearing a tuxedo. And then in a separate photo, Cassie is smiling. So they're not using any type of like, picture of them together. It's not Diddy, dressed as the Joker. They have him in a tux. Separate photo, Cassie smiling. Okay. So this is the assistant U.S. attorney, the feds, the prosecutor is right now questioning this this witness. And he is currently a police officer for the LAPD. But at the time of this incident, like 9 years ago, he was a security guard. He was the assistant director of security, I think he said. On March 5th, 2016, he was called up to an incident at the 6th floor. On the 6th floor, he was working at the Intercontinental Hotel, shaped like a pyramid, apparently. Should we look it up? He comes out, he gets alerted to he gets a call, or he gets a report of a woman in distress on the 6th floor. And he looks to the cameras, the security cameras. He doesn't see a woman in distress. He sees a man, though, walking back and forth, pacing back and forth. And so he claims he rushed to the scene of the incident. He's security, so this is his job. He shows up. Again, he's not yet a police officer. He's just security. He shows up to the floor, and he says immediately gets off the elevator, and he sees Cassie and Diddy there in the elevator bank. Diddy is standing there wearing a towel and some socks. Cassie is also apparently allegedly there. Okay. Wow, this is crazy. It's happening right now like this. What did you tell them? The prosecutor said that if they were arguing, they would need to take it back to the room, and that the broken vase would be charged to the room. Cassie said she wanted her phone in her bag. Okay. So the security guard shows up, the vase is broken, and he's like, look, if y'all are going to be doing this fighting, you got to go back to your room. And also, if the vase is broken, you're going to have to pay for it. And Cassie then tells this security guard, I want my phone in my bag. Okay. I want to know how, like, who, I want someone to say where the report of the distress came from. Let's see if we have any other live updates here. This is just live updates coming from inside the trial, inside the courtroom. Most recent thing we're reading, Cassie said she wanted her phone in her bag. So she's indicating, she wants to leave. She's like, no, we're not going back to the room. I want my phone in my bag and I want to leave. This is what the witness is testifying. No, I ain't taking your survey. Yeah, right. Okay. I'm just waiting for an update to come from any of many sources. She wanted her phone in her bag. Anything new here? New. Anything new here? Here we got the key players list roster. Oh, they did her dirty. Oh my God, they did her so dirty. They are funny for that. Look at the picture they used for her. This is Diddy, the defendant, music producer and entrepreneur. Cassandra Ventura, Diddy's former girlfriend and singer known as Cassie. That's her right there. The two prosecutors, this one did the opening statements, in Emily Johnson. And this one's the one that's questioning the first witness on the stand right now, who is a former security guard for the Intercontinental Hotel, but now he is a police officer for the LAPD. Tina Garagos is one of Diddy's lawyers. She's the one that's proud. She's proud to represent him. And then we have, of course, the judge, that he doesn't really quite look exactly like that anymore. Let's see. Diddy, do it. He's gotten like 2,000 followers on Twitter today. Okay, 1 minute ago, we got another. Yes, as I predicted and suspected, this meant she wanted to leave. So Miss Cassie said she wanted to leave. Mr. Combs said, you're not leaving. I saw inside the room a male, black, wearing dark clothing. Oh my gosh, breaking news. We're getting more from inside scenes of the FO, y'all. Cassie said she wanted to leave. Okay, so what did you tell them? The prosecutor asked. If they're arguing, they need to go back in the room, and the broken vase would need to be charged to the room. Cassie said she wanted her phone in her bag. She said she wanted to leave. Diddy said, you not leaving. I saw inside the room a male, black, wearing dark clothing. Then the prosecutor says, what did Diddy do after Cassie left? He said he called for me. He was holding a stack of money, not to tell anybody or not to tell anyone. Wow. Holding a stack of money. What did he do after Cassie left? He called for me and he was holding a stack of money. I want to know what $100,000 in $100 bills looks like. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT. What does 100? Can you show what $100 in 100 bills looks like to scale? Okay. Let her think about that for a minute. Let's get back to the Twitter. Okay. The most recent, yeah. Okay. So this is groundbreaking. This is breaking news. I mean, the most that we ever really knew about this alleged so-called FO is, what we saw from that video. Diddy has said that was not a FO. There was no FO happening. That was false. That's kind of how I remember it going down. It wasn't about a FO. They were not in the quote middle of a FO. They were fighting because of somebody had cheated on somebody, and Cassie actually was the one who had hit Diddy first. She was the aggressor. And now we're being told there was another man in there, at least according to this witness, this first witness. We have another tweet 19 seconds ago. Okay. So Diddy's telling her, you're not leaving. He was holding a stack of money and he's telling this security guard, allegedly, don't tell anybody. The Fed says, oh, what did you say? I said, I don't want your money. The damage is going to be charged to your room. Where did Cassie go? He said, what? What? Okay, wait, hold on. Where did Cassie go? They ask. He says, after I spoke with her, she left. A car pulled up. She left in a black SUV. He said, was there a driver? And he said 7 feet. What does that mean? Wouldn't there be a driver? After I spoke with her, she left. A car pulled up. She left in a black SUV. Was there a driver? Well, obviously there was a driver. If the car pulled up, it was 2016. Y'all had robot cars. Was there a driver? I don't understand this question. Maybe it was a typo or something. And then the answer to the question, was there a driver, is 7 feet. What does that mean? Okay. I'm just looking to see if we have any other breaking news anywhere else. Oh, I can check on my ChatGPT, the stacks. Here's a visual. Okay, there's a YouTube video, thank God. Okay. Oh, I guess it is I guess that's still a stack. That's a stack, not a wad. Hold on. Ah! I'm trying to show y'all what $100,000 in cash looks like. The lengths I go. Okay, that's not letting me do that. Let me do it this way then. We're waiting for another tweet anyway. Let's see. Here you go. Okay, 16 seconds ago, we got another one. All right. Was there a driver 7 feet? Your guess is as good as mine as to what they're talking about with that. Okay, so the next question. Yeah, I agree. J-Mac. He said, she wants to leave. I said, I'm talking to her, not you. Oh, and then they left. Okay, again, it's confusing. I don't know exactly what's going on here. Maybe we'll get some context from the other two things, but this is just the one source so far. We went up to Mr. Combs' room to remind him of We went up to Mr. Combs' room to remind him of hotel rules. He opens the door and grabs the phone and says, "Are you recording me?" I pinned him to the wall. Y'all, this man is saying he pinned Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs to the wall in the hotel. He probably liked it. Did he probably like that? Just kidding. It's a joke. Woo! Right. I don't know who wants to leave. We do have, looks like we have an update over here. Maybe they'll give us some, New York Times gives us, they do have a little bit more long-winded context over there. Maybe they'll have something up here. It was just updated 2 minutes ago. Okay. Yeah. Gimme. Okay. Okay. So the security guard who's on the witness stand right now is recalling the day he was called about a woman in distress. When he got off the elevator, he saw Diddy seated in a towel, motionless, but with a devilish stare. Ooh, these details, the devilish stare. Huddled in the corner. Okay, so he says he gets off. He gets off the elevator, the security guard. He sees Diddy in a towel and socks with a devilish stare. And he looks at Cassie and she's huddled in a corner, covered by a hoodie. Shards of a broken vase were scattered on the floor. Cassie told the security guard she wanted her bag and wanted to leave. The security guard said Combs offered him a stash of cash, enough that would fit between his thumb and his pinky. Okay, this much. It's this much. Okay, thumb and pinky. Okay, that's actually, they've been saying $100,000, but now they're saying a stash of cash. We got to look up the pink, how big. Now it really does matter how big $100,000 stack is of $100 bills, because the prosecutor said in her opening statement that you will hear testimony that there was $100,000 bribe. Did she just make that number up? Because now he's saying it was like an amount between my pinky and my thumb, but that don't seem to be as tall as what I'm gonna show y'all. He was telling me, don't tell nobody, the cop said, or the security guard said. He said he understood it to be a bribe. Okay, he understood it to be a bribe. Quote, he was telling me, don't tell nobody. Let's see what CNN, if they have any extra details. Devilish stare off the officer, assistant security director who responded to the distress call in 2016, said he found Combs with a devilish stare. He arrived on the floor at the Intercontinental Hotel and saw Diddy sitting in a towel and socks with a devilish stare. He was looking at me, just looking at me. He said Cassie looked scared, sitting with her hoodie pulled up. Oh my God. The security guard testified that he escorted Diddy and Cassie back to their hotel room. At one point, Diddy told Cassie, "You're not going to leave." Flores said if she wanted to leave, she would leave. Once they reached the room, both Diddy and Cassie entered, but Flores kept the door propped open with his body. He testified there was another man in the room, but the man wasn't engaging in conversation with any of them. I swear on my life that this is Jonathan freaking Audie. Didn't he do that whole hotel pew in 2018? He said in his interrogation that he was always just like left to just sit there and nobody was like really talking to him. He was like a slave. Oh my God, this is crazy. Officer testifies that Combs approached him with a wad of cash. Officer testified that Sean Diddy Combs approached him in the hotel room with a wad of cash that he interpreted to be a bribe. He took it to mean don't tell nobody. He declined the cash and told Diddy he'd be charged for any damage and instructed the music mogul to stay in his room. He pinned him against the wall. I went up to his room to remind him of the hotel rules. He opens the door, grabs the phone, and says, "Are you recording me?" I pinned him to the wall. It makes more sense when you read like all the three together, but it's hard, y'all. I've done this before. It is very hard to write everything that happens. Okay, that's the most recent tweet from him. Okay, let me show y'all what $100,000 looks like in cash. 100 in cash stacks. Oh Lord, Gene Deal is live. He said, Diddy puts the jury off. I don't know where they get this information. Okay. Is this $100,000? No, that's pounds. That doesn't help me. All right, here you go. This apparently is $100,000. I didn't count it, okay? I'm just showing y'all what it's on YouTube, what it says. Look. That's supposedly $100,000. So I guess that could fit like a man's hand. Okay, I guess. Here you go. Don't tell nobody. Okay, I guess that's supposedly, allegedly, $100,000. It's making my computer go slow though. So there y'all go. All right, let's see if we have any updates. I'm just on the edge of my seat here. No. We do have a new update from CNN. Officer says Ventura left the hotel with a purple eye. Okay, breaking news, breaking news. Woo, this is not good. He says that he says he caught up with Cassie as she left the hotel and headed toward the outdoor valet area of the hotel. I feel like stuff's getting still left out. Like, I need to know what happened between all this. Like, how was it that he pinned to the wall? Like, I need the whole story. I need the transcript. Somebody needs to release it. The officer says Cassie left the hotel with a purple eye. Testified that he caught up with Cassie as she left the hotel and headed toward the outdoor valet area of the hotel. She had a purple eye. He asked her if she wanted him to call the cops, but she repeatedly said she wanted to leave. After she left, he went back to Diddy's room with another guard. Okay. After Cassie completely left the hotel is when he goes back up to the room to reiterate the hotel policy to Diddy. Diddy stepped into the hall and closed the hotel room door behind him. So he left whoever that was, and if that person was actually in the room still in there, he left them in there. Closed the door behind him. At one point, Diddy grabbed the other guard's phone, accusing him of recording the conversation. He was paranoid even 9 years ago. People were recording what he was doing. Give me the phone. You're recording my conversation. Flores said at that point he pinned Combs to the wall. And he testified that he told him to let go of the phone. Calm down, buddy. Okay, we got another tweet. Let me let it do its glitch. Let me let it just glitch for 10 minutes real quick. Okay. He said she wants to leave. I said, I'm talking to her, not you. They left. Then what? Went to Mr. Combs' room. Okay, so then we went up to Mr. Combs. We went up to Diddy's room, me and this other security guard, to, quote, remind him of the hotel rules. He opens up the door. He grabs the phone. He says, are you recording me? I pin him to the wall. Then I took photos of the broken vase. And then I tell them to come clean it up. I then went to write the incident report. The assistant U.S. attorney said, is this it? Is this the incident report? He said, my report with my name on it. The defense, that's Diddy's lawyer, says, same objection, noted. Then did you review the video? Yes. Okay. So this is where Diddy, his lawyers had gotten some evidence excluded and not allowed in because it had like speculation on it. Like, basically the guard was like, Diddy is dangerous. Diddy was scary or whatever, like making some type of judgment like of that sort. And the judge was kind of like, okay, we can exclude that because it is not like a fact or the truth. It only tells you like what that guy thought. So I think this is where the government is going to have to try and like, lay the proper foundation or whatever. We'll see. But he says, yes, this is the incident report. It has my name on it. Then did you review the video? He said, yes, I reviewed the video. Okay, now we're just reading a different source to see if they have any anything different going on over here. The security guard at the Intercontinental Hotel in 2016 said he saw Cassie with a purple eye leave the hotel, black SUV. Then he and the hotel's front desk manager went up to Sean's room to remind him of the hotel rules. Flores said he grew upset and grabbed the desk manager's phone when he thought the manager was recording him. And after that, after he grabbed the phone, they pinned him to the wall. Okay, so same thing. Nothing new on that one. He took pictures of the broken vase. So I wonder if they're about to put the picture of the broken vase up on a wall on the projector for the jury. Motionless with a devilish stare. A bribe. Just checking to see if anything new has been tweeted from anybody. No. He's saying that Cassie did not want to report this incident. She did not want to report the incident. She did not want to stay there any longer. She wanted to leave. She don't want to be there. She wants to leave. She wants to get out of there. We do have another CNN update. Let's see what they're saying. Officer says he filed an incident report that included Diddy and Cassie's names. He said he drafted a report following the incident at 3 p.m. local time that day. So it was like 11 a.m. he got the call. So it's 4 hours later he makes the incident report. The report described the incident from start to finish and included Diddy and Cassie's names. He also included photos showing the broken vase in the elevator lobby and dirt splattered on the walls. In the report, which prosecutors entered into evidence, Flores didn't mention the other man seen in Diddy's room. He says the man wasn't involved in the elevator lobby incident and didn't engage with Diddy and Cassie, so he felt the man wasn't relevant to the incident or his report. Okay, so that's going to be an issue, right? Because what's Agnifilo about to stand up there and say? Your Honor, he didn't mention this supposed freak off. There was nobody else in the room, Your Honor. That's what he's going to get up there and say. Or somebody is. Who's going to cross-examine this guy? Probably Agnifilo, I would think. Not everybody. He ain't going to cross-examine Cassie, that's for sure. Okay, Inner City Press. He's left us hanging for 6 minutes. Let's see what New York Times has tweeted something. Resumed after lunch. Former security guard. Assault is an important event. I guess maybe they're switching over. Is that the end of the questions? They entering something into evidence? They showing the jury something? What's going on? I'm on the edge of my seat. Where you read that? Why didn't he report? Why didn't he say there was another man in the room? I mean, would I? Maybe. Why wouldn't you, I guess? What's the protocol? I guess I got questions. Ooh, this is crazy. Oh my God. All right, let's see. We haven't had a tweet in 7 minutes from Inner City Press. But like kind of nobody's really saying anything. It's like, what's going on in there? That's why there should just be cameras inside the courtroom. Seriously, there really should. This is so silly. Oh well, this is the best we can do. What are you gonna do? If it happens, I mean, we have the fastest finger on the pulse. We have all three of the, I was listening. Somebody was telling me on my lunch break, which happened to also be the lunch break for these people, that there's only 5 people allowed to tweet. Only 5 people have tweet press credentials for being in there. It's not like everybody that's in there can tweet. Only a few people can tweet from inside of there. I'll leave that up to you on how you feel about that. Thank God. We got another tweet 43 seconds ago. I felt like I was starving. Okay, and then we got to do this whole game all over again. All right. And okay. That's what they were doing. They were watching the video. Someone was watching the video. That's what they were doing. That's what took those minutes just now. So, breaking news. Thumb drive with videos gets handed. Video is shown. She says the assistant U.S. attorney asks to the witness, "Did it have audio?" He said, "No, it had no audio." "Let's walk through it." "Who is this?" He says, "Cassie." "And this?" "Mr. Combs." "What's happening here?" she says. The officer I keep calling him an officer because he keeps being referred to as a police officer, but he was a security guard and he wasn't even like the head of security at the time. She says, "What's happening here?" The witness says, "She picked up the wall phone." She picked up the wall phone. What is that? We do have another update here. Okay. Okay, nice. Oh, good. We have oh my gosh, Slay. Okay, CNN, usually not even real news, but look at this. This is a lot of details. Elise Hammond come through. Prosecutors using security guard to set scene and identify Combs at hotel before video. Former prosecutor says prosecutors are working to lay the foundation to eventually show the jury hotel surveillance footage from 2016, first published by CNN, that shows Diddy grabbing, kicking, dragging his former, first published by CNN. We're reading CNN's website. They think they're cute. Dragging, kicking his former girlfriend, Cassie. According to Julie Grant, a court TV anchor and former prosecutor, she said on CNN. On the stand is Officer Israel Flores, the security guard who testified that he responded to a call for a woman in distress at the Intercontinental Hotel on March 5th, 2016. Flores can give the jury more about the context around the video and identify Combs, a key thing they need to prove. Prosecutors have to always prove three things: date, identity, and venue. So here, by him pointing out Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs as the person he saw on that date back in March 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel, he's established the identity of the defendant for the government. He's also shown the date and the venue, all three. Despite numerous attempts by Diddy's attorneys to exclude this footage, the judge issued a ruling last month that it could be shown to the jury at trial. In opening statements, Diddy's attorney called, not his client, sweetie. The opening statements were done by her. It was Teeny Garagos. Don't you remember? She was so proud to represent CNN. See, that's why you can't trust really anything CNN says. They didn't even get the gender of the lawyer right. Embarrassing. Defense attorney called his client, quote, very flawed. It's her client, it's Teeny. And admitted to the jealousy-driven domestic violence, but denied all trafficking and conspiracy charges. This witness is so key, quote, because he brings to life what we're about to see on the video. This is the prosecutor, the former prosecutor again talking. This is like the expert that CNN interviewed from like Court TV or whatever. Quote, this witness is so key because he brings to life what we are about to see on the video. Continues, he sets the stage. He sets the stage, so to speak, so he's helpful for the jury in the storytelling of how that day at the hotel unfolded. Okay, cool. Nice. What else? More. Did he do it? Did he do it? Y'all like that song? Put a heart in the chat if you like the song. Okay, that's the most recent there. We do have a New York Times update. Let's see what they're saying. The jury is now seeing the hotel surveillance footage. Breaking news. The jury is now seeing the hotel surveillance footage of Diddy wearing a towel as he strikes, kicks, and begins to drag Cassie down a hotel hallway. This is a clip of the video published by CNN last year, but it is noticeably slowed down. Diddy's lawyers had argued that the published clips were sped up, making the assault look, quote, more violent. Okay, so was there anything to that or not? I guess we don't know. But Julia Jacobs, reporting from the courthouse at the Southern District of New York 1 minute ago, updated the New York Times news live update saying the clip is noticeably slowed down. Now, I do think it is very interesting. CNN didn't mention that because remember, CNN is the one who published it. That is who published it. And so who sped it up to make it look a certain way? Now, a lot of people, including myself, and I still do think this, would say, who cares if it's slowed down, sped up? You could show it to me in pictures one by one in a pick and a flip book. The fact that he was doing what he was doing is the problem. Maybe it is worse if it's harder and more violent, but like it's pretty bad nonetheless. Let's see if there's more from Inner City Press. You know, that's my preferred source for Inside the Courtroom news. There's another CNN update. We have a breaking CNN tweet. Surveillance footage from the hotel altercation played in court. The assistant U.S. attorney Christy Slavic played surveillance footage from the hotel altercation for the jury. The footage shows Cassie in the hotel hallway in front of an elevator putting on a pair of shoes. Diddy comes behind her in a towel, yanks her to the floor. He kicks her as she lies on the ground and then grabs her belongings from the ground and drags her back toward their hotel room. Soon after, Cassie comes back out into the hallway and is seen using a hardwired phone on the wall. She must have called and made her own report. Whoa. The phone she used was connected to the hotel's instant services. Wow, this is news. This is news, y'all. Soon after, Cassie comes back out into the hallway and is seen using the landline, the house phone on the hotel wall. The phone she used was connected to the hotel's, quote, instant services. The officer, I don't know why they keep calling him officer. It's really crazy. They need to stop with this. It's very confusing. It makes it seem like he was a police officer at the time. The man, the guy, the security guard is what it should say. And is seen using a phone on the wall. The phone she used, so this is new, right? It's phone, it's hardwired to the wall, like house phone type cord phone footage of Cassie calling. Combs can be seen pacing in the hallway. Wow. The operating service contacted Flores. So she called the instant services, and the instant services contacted the security to respond about the distressed female or the woman in distress or whatever he said. Diddy can be seen pacing in the hallway. So we're getting more information about what they're actually seeing on the footage on the screen in court right now. The jury just saw video of the CNN footage, but according to the New York Times, it was noticeably slower than what we would have seen as the public on the CNN footage. She did say it was slower, noticeably. Diddy can be seen pacing in the hallway on the next part of the footage, still wearing a towel. In the reflection of a mirrored wall, Diddy throws a vase that shatters. The broken vase and flowers were strewn across the floor when Flores arrived on the scene, the former security guard said. When asked, he testified that Cassie told him she just wanted to get her phone and her bag so she could leave. There is no audio on the footage. Let's go back to Inner City Press. That's the most recent tweet, the one with the phone. So I guess they're just watching video footage right now. That might be what is taking kind of a longer time in between tweets, is that we're being told from the 3 different sources we're looking at right now. And there are more sources actually. So I might as well try and pull one up right now so that we can start to, security officer. I see. There's only so many people that are allowed to tweet from inside of there, though. Like 5, I think I heard. Okay, NBC also has live trial updates. Why don't we pull them up too? Because what are we missing? Maybe they got something else. 1 minute ago, they say Combs tried to take phones of hotel security, but was pinned to the wall. Oh, they're slow. The sack of after describing the sack of money, Diddy, is it a stack or a sack or a stash? What do they? Somebody called it a sack. Somebody called it a stash, and somebody called it a sack, a stash, and a stack. A stack, a sack, and a stash. They called it 3 different things. He came to the door, closed the door behind him, grabbed the phone my colleague was holding. He thought he was being recorded. Eventually, he gave the phone back. We said, "We are not recording you," and de-escalated the situation. Okay, that's new. Okay, they do have at least some new information. We didn't hear this quote before. Flores said that when Combs tried to grab his phone, he pinned him to the wall. But again, we're getting different. Oh, Chloe Malas, the entertainment reporter for CNN, LARPing as a real reporter. Here we go. Chloe said at least 20 fans camped outside last night, everybody. And Kylie Cosmetics is worth $1 billion. Look at the brand she's built. She had to get in on it. The circus-like atmosphere. Don't blame Chloe for making all roads lead to clowns. The circus-like atmosphere, just like the type that her bodyguard created outside of the Free Britney hearing whenever he was haranguing me. Anyway, let's see if we have more tweets. Okay, 2 minutes ago. Oh, we have 2 new tweets. Okay. I have to wait for it to glitch out for a second. Ugh. Okay. So last we left off on Inner City Press. Cassia just picked up the phone. What did you find when you got there? The broken vase. What is at the end of this video? Me coming out of the elevator, he says. Let's pull up that incident report again, the prosecutor says. Okay, they pull it up. The security guy says, here, we reminded him that the checkout time was approaching. Yeah, because it was like 11 a.m., remember? What did you add to the incident report after you reviewed the video? I described what I saw in the video. What else did you do with the video? I recorded 2 videos of it with my iPhone to show my wife at home. That's where it came from. Breaking news, everybody, breaking news. We are finding out where the security footage, the cell phone security footage, do you remember that was up at issue? There's a few different types of security footage up at issue here that they're trying to use. And one is a recording of security footage from somebody's phone. Like they were recording. You ever recorded a computer screen? Like they're recording the closed caption or whatever it is. The security recorded it on his phone to show his wife. 2. I recorded 2 videos of it with my iPhone to show my wife at home. Breaking news, everybody. We just found out the security footage came from current LAPD officer Israel Flores. 2 minutes ago, CNN had a new update. Jury shown footage from the north hallway of the 6th floor of the Intercontinental Hotel. The video shows the officer escorting Diddy back to his room, followed by Cassie walking down the hall after him. The officer testified that Ventura said she wanted to get her phone and her bag. She's seen walking out of the room and down the hall again, later carrying her bag, with the officer following her shortly after. New update from NBC. Let's see what they say. Videos were played. Prosecutors approached him, the officer with the thumb drive, which the former hotel guard said contained 5 videos from that morning. He was asked to describe the videos as he watched them on the witness stand. So there were 5 videos on the flash drive, everybody. 5 videos that the guard was watched or is watching. He was asked to describe the videos as he watched them. Describing one video, he said, Cassie comes down the hall and puts down a bag before Diddy comes up behind her in a towel and slams her in the head, drags her to the floor, starts to drag her back to the room. In another video of the same hallway, Flores said Combs barrels down the hall toward Cassie and tries to grab a phone from her. Officer says he didn't call the police after the hotel altercation because no one pressed charges. He said he didn't call the police after the incident because there was no victim. Obviously, nobody was pressing charges. He said that when he spoke to Cassie, she didn't respond to any of his questions. She just said, I just want to leave. I want to leave. He also said that by the time he saw the surveillance video of the altercation, everyone had already left the building. Okay. But you couldn't have shown somebody. Two videos of it. Okay. So he said he recorded 2 videos of the incident on his phone to show his wife. He's funny for that. He says he didn't accept the money though. So I want to know if he was able, if they were successfully able to bribe maybe that guy's boss, or was it always just an attempted bribe? I'm just seeing, flipping through different updates here and there to see. We have 4. Now we have 4 sources up, everybody. I have up Inner City Press. I have up CNN. I have up the New York Times. And I have up NBC. I don't even know how many people more than this are even allowed to have their phones and they're tweeting. I'll describe what I saw in the video. I'm waiting for, oh my gosh, people are tweeting. Oh my God, they are tweeting. What? Okay, I guess I can spread the word. Let me see. Breaking news from Inner City Press. We found out where the iPhone CNN hallway footage came from. Okay. I think they're watching videos, y'all. I think that's what's taking Lawyered Up said, wow, a security guard made 2 copies of the video to show his wife. That was the beginning of Diddy's legal troubles. Look, this is us. That's me for sure. Let's see. Inner City Press. I think they're watching videos right now because nobody's tweeting any updates. We have 4 sources up. And we were told, oh my God, what in the? No, I don't want to do that. Oh, actually it was his petition. I guess I could sign that. I should sign it. Okay. The officer said he didn't call the police because nobody pressed charges. Cassie was like, I don't even want to talk to you. Just leave me alone. I want to leave. Who's going to be the second witness they're going to call up to the stand? This was updated 15 minutes ago. My Lord, they need to speed it up at the New York Times. They are moving it very slow. Should I look for more? Oh my God. Of course they got this thing over there. Oh my God. Jump scare. I rebuke. Okay, let me see. Diddy live trial. Ooh, 1 minute ago, the Washington Post is on top of it. Now we're going to have 5 sources, everybody. 5 sources. They're not moving fast enough for me. 1 minute ago. A second video. Okay, second video. A second video shown, thank you, Shayna Jacobs. A second video shown to jurors depicts former security officer trying to calm down Diddy in the hallway. While the hip-hop mogul can be seen shouting at Cassie from down the hallway. Y'all, 2 minutes ago. This is brand new. A video shown to jurors, a second video depicts the officer trying to calm Diddy down while he is screaming down the hall at Cassie. Moments later, Cassie, wearing an oversized black hoodie and jeans, returned to the entryway of their hotel room and said she wanted to get her phone and her belongings. She left the hotel a short time later. Before the recording, Diddy violently attacked Cassie near the elevator bank. He punch kicked, dragged her before storming off and returning to charge at her with a menacing glare as she used a common area phone to call security. Pretty much started to argue again, and I'm trying to de-escalate, the witness says. He said pretty much Diddy's like trying to start to argue again, and I'm trying to de-escalate the situation. I'm telling him to go back to the room. He said he recorded the footage taken at the hotel on his cell phone so he could show what happened to his wife. Otherwise, he testified, wow, Washington Post has some different stuff than everybody else. They're like really like verbatiming over here. They said otherwise, she might not believe him, the wife. While recording his video, Flores can be heard in the background commenting on how shiny his own shoes are. The first video played for the jury. Okay, so I'm going backwards a little bit. Oops. Combs' guard tried to stop the security from offering Cassie assistance. Okay, this is new. Shayna Jones is really giving us details we did not know. Former Intercontinental Hotel security officer told jurors that he approached Cassie outside the hotel after her violent interaction with Sean Diddy Combs in a hotel hallway in 2016. But a bodyguard tried to, we had to go to 5 news sources to find this out. This needs to be televised, y'all. Please, please. No one else told us this till it was 22 minutes ago. We would have just missed it. Former Intercontinental Hotel security officer told jurors he approached Cassie outside the hotel after her violent interaction with Diddy in the hallway. But a bodyguard tried to block their interaction. Nobody else said this. This is strange that nobody else said this. He said the security guard said he wanted to see if Diddy's girlfriend was okay, if she wanted him to call the police for her. He found her cowering in a corner after Diddy attacked her, but the officer had not yet seen video of what had transpired. Hey, she wanted to leave. Okay, hey, quote. Okay, this is starting to make sense now. I do not think anyone's doing this on purpose necessarily, especially inner city press. He's going as fast as he can. He's trying to live tweet all of this. But it's like taking all these sources, we can kind of piece it together. She wanted to leave, the bodyguard said. The bodyguard said to the security guard, so the bodyguard that's working for Diddy, he's like looking at the security guard. He's like, oh, she just wanted to leave. And the security guard looks at the bodyguard and said, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to Cassie. A sheepish Ventura also said she wanted to go. So she was like, yeah, I want to go. And Diddy and another man were still upstairs in the hotel room, and hotel staff were in the process of assessing property damage that the violent skirmish had created. Prosecutors have argued that a network of loyal employees under Diddy helped to carry out his crimes. They need to prove that is the case to establish that there was, in fact, a conspiracy. Prosecutors are expected to show several images from the Intercontinental that day. The first video played for the jury shows Cassie in front of an elevator bank, putting on her shoes. Diddy comes up wearing a towel tied around his waist, a pair of socks. The video shows him forcefully throwing her down, sits up and walks. Okay, all right. Ventura sits up and walks to a phone by the elevators. Diddy follows her, and the pair appears to have a back and forth. This is so detailed, y'all. The pair appears to have a back and forth. With Cassie's belongings in Diddy's hands, he picks up her bag. Diddy goes after her again, taking her off where from the cameras are. He takes her off camera. Reflected in a mirror in a hallway, Diddy can be seen taking a seat on a chair positioned by the wall, grabbing a vase and throwing it at Cassie. The former Intercontinental security guard said he recorded the footage taken at the hotel on his cell phone so he could show what happened to his wife. Otherwise, she might not believe him. That's what he said. While recording his video, he can be heard in the background commenting on how shiny his own shoes are. In his opening statement, okay, I don't need that one. Let's see. Inner City Press. Okay, we got 2 more tweets from Inner City Press. 3. In Flores' video of the video with his voiceover, including about how shiny his shoes were, is played to the jury. Did you work the next day? The security officer said, no, I had the next 2 days off. When you came back in, did you look for the video? I did. He said, but it was gone. Wow. 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 This is so cool to like watch this play out with all these different things and like see where they're going with this. Wow. Did you ever see it again? Yeah, recently. Nothing further. Here comes cross-examination. Woo! Brian Steele on the cross-exam. Okay, that makes sense. That's why they brought him in for trial, I think. Okay. Wow. Okay, so he recorded videos of it with his phone, right? And when he got back to work 2 days later, he had 2 days off. So 3 days later, he gets back to work. He looks for the video. It's gone. It's gone. He said, did you ever see it again? He said, yeah, recently. Nothing further. Here comes Brian Steele. You said your report was the 5 W's, right? You mentioned that when you got off the elevator, 11:14, 11:15, you described Diddy as having a devilish expression on his face. The security guard. That's my opinion, yeah. Steele. When you got off the radio, what's in your hand? I mean, elevator. I'm reading radio. When you got off the elevator, what's in your hand? He said, my radio. So he had his little beep beep 10-4 in his hand, allegedly. Glad he made a copy of the video. I know. Let me retweet that so everyone knows that's one of the crazy things that happened today. After recording surveillance footage on his own iPhone, security guard / witness number 1, Flores. I don't know if it's S or Z. Okay, they're correcting it to S. I don't know. Says the original footage had disappeared within 2 days. So how do you spell disappeared? That looks weird. Okay. The devilish expression is getting cross-examined now, y'all. 54 seconds ago, we get another question. Mr. Combs did not attack you, did he? No. And was there any law enforcement involvement? No. And you videoed for your wife and kept it, right? I did. But there was never any law enforcement called. They were not. I do think that it does kind of like not mean that much in this particular case. Like, Diddy absolutely did at some point have to have at least some police departments in his pocket. Like, in my opinion. And I mean, who knows? That's my opinion. Defense begins cross-examination of Flores. We're just flipping through the different sources because they all give different information about stuff. I have 5 different sources up. One new update. Well, show it to me, girl. Much of the public will be familiar with the footage of Diddy assaulting Cassie at the hotel, but this testimony is introducing us to some new information and images. Yes, it is, Julia. Thank you. The jury saw photos of the aftermath of the assault okay, so the jury did see those photos. Breaking news. We have confirmation 9 minutes ago. The jury saw also additional photos beyond and in addition to any surveillance footage. There was photographs of the damage of the vase, dirt. The officer, who was not an officer at the time, he was then working as security at the hotel. He testified that he did not call the police because Cassie wasn't answering his questions. She just insisted she just wanted to leave. The jury has also seen some other new footage of the aftermath of the assault. It is secondhand footage. The officer recorded the hotel video on his own cell phone. Wow. Okay, let's see if NBC is doing anything. Oh, yeah, that gremlin. Okay. Anything new? They don't have automatic updates over here. Crusty behaviors. Okay. These right here had the most detail. This was astonishing. Washington Post. Oh, they have 7 live coverage. No wonder. They have 7 live coverage contributors. 1 minute ago. Okay, there's Brian Steele. Wow, look, scenes from outside the courthouse. Look at this. Wow. I think that is Nicole Westmoreland. This guy looks very happy. Department of Homeland Security cop. Oh my God, it's a circus. Look at him catching the light. Okay, so 1 minute ago it says the former security guard at the hotel testified that he recorded hotel footage on his phone but did not download it from hotel computers because he did not have access to download them. He said he discussed the incident with his supervisor that day. See, they are given all these details. I like the Washington Post. I have to give them some credit, at least today. They do have more details than anybody else. It's 7 of them, though, y'all. What are you going to do? I mean, 7 of them, they better. Imagine it takes 7 of them to keep up with inner city press on his phone. That's crazy. Okay, he did not have the access to download it. He said he discussed the incident with his supervisor that day. That's news to me. As well as during a briefing with security guards on the next shift. So he told the people that were coming in after him what had happened, and he told his supervisor. He also sent an incident report describing what happened. He said he tried to view surveillance footage again a couple days later after another guard said he wanted to see it. When Flores searched for them on the hotel systems, he couldn't find the security footage. So he showed his colleague the footage he took on his own phone. Interesting. So right now, Brian Steele, who's Young Thug's lawyer, is cross-examining. Okay. We have a few more tweets. Oh, it's rapid fire here. Okay, that's good. Oh my God, now they got us all the way to the top here. Okay. What's in your hand? Your radio. He didn't attack you. No, he didn't. Videoed for your wife and kept it. Yes, but you never called the cops. No, I think he made it pretty clear he never called the cops. You told the jury, Diddy said to Cassie, you're not leaving. But your report didn't say that, right? At that point, I didn't believe it was a significant fact. I'm not going to put down the back and forth. So it wasn't important 9 years ago, but only now? Objection, the Fed said. The judge didn't, he overruled. Keep going. So the judge did not side with the objection. The judge was like, shut up, sit down, Feds. You had your turn. I did not put in the report at the time. Brian Steele says, you said you were offered a bribe, but hadn't you told him he had to pay for the vase? Yeah. So Brian Steele is saying, well, what if he was just trying to give you that money to pay for the vase? Maybe that's what he was trying to do. Good question. We'll see. Let's see if anything new here. No, nothing new there. Let's run through our typical. Okay. Steele questioned why the description of Diddy being so devilish wasn't in the incident report. It was my opinion then and now. He said he also felt it really wasn't relevant for the report. Brian Steele, Diddy's lawyer, pointed out that his report didn't include anything about Cassie having a discolored purple eye. He testified that to his knowledge, nobody alerted law enforcement to come out or investigate the incident. So the defense is asking why he didn't note Combs' facial expression of being devilish in the incident report. I guess New York Times just decided they not working no more today. I mean, they haven't tweeted anything in 25 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes ago, we finally have an NBC update. I mean, they only talking every 20 minutes themselves. The former hotel guard took the cell phone video after Cassie incident to show his wife. He testified that he took some cell phone videos after responding to the incident. He told the court that he made a video because he didn't think his wife would believe him if he went home and told her what happened. One video showed him mentioning to Cassie to go into the room, and the other includes him picking up a phone and discussing, there's a video of him discussing the incident with his supervisor. That's pretty big. NBC is reporting 4 minutes ago. There's video footage, including video footage showing him picking up a phone and discussing the incident with his supervisor. Wait, just on the phone? Or was the supervisor on the scene? I need more information. The former hotel guard testified that he hadn't reviewed video of the assault before writing the incident report. Right. So when he went to respond to the scene, went to write the incident report, he claims he had not seen the video footage yet. So had he had seen the footage, he would have written that in there. And then when he did finally see the footage, he did actually, in fact, update and do that addendum to the incident report. The former hotel guard testified that he had not reviewed video of the assault before writing the incident report. He said he didn't call the police because Cassie wanted to leave and no one was pressing charges. Okay, let's go back to Inner City Press. Okay. Here we go. Brian Steele still on the cross-examination. He says, the gentleman you say you saw in the room, you described to the jury things that aren't in your report. He says, the former security guard Flores, he says, well, he didn't engage with me. Brian Steele says, why didn't you ask him his name? Flores said, because he wasn't talking to anybody. But did you tell anybody at the time there was somebody else in the room? Flores said, no. So there's no backing up that there really was somebody else in the room. So could this Flores guy be lying? I don't know. They're basically saying you don't have any evidence that the man was in the room. So you just saying somebody was in the room. Could have been a ghost. Could have been you hallucinating. We have a new update. Okay, so here on CNN, they're kind of filling it in. They're like, okay, but the officer testified that the wad of cash was, quote, definitely a bribe. He said Diddy offered him a stack of cash as a bribe following the 2016 hotel altercation. Defense attorney Brian Steele noted that Flores, and they're spelling with a Z too, maybe it's a Z, that Flores had told Combs he would have to pay for the hotel damages. He again asked Flores if he believed Combs was offering him the money as a bribe, and he said, definitely. So Brian Steele was like, wait, didn't you tell him that didn't you also tell Diddy he had to pay for that vase in the hotel? Maybe he was giving you all that money for that. You still think it was a bribe? Brian Steele said that. And then the witness said, yeah, I still do. Definitely. We have another update. Finally, they decided to start working at New York Times again, I guess. The officer is now under cross-examination by Brian Steele, a relatively new addition to Diddy's defense team, who gained national prominence by representing the rapper Young Thug in his racketeering trial in Atlanta. Steele is questioning Flores, who was then working as a security guard, why he didn't include certain details in his report from 2016. For example, why didn't he write down that Cassie had a purple eye? That I do wonder. Why didn't he write that down? I can actually understand him not writing down the thing about the other guy in the room, because that could be anything. That could be somebody's bodyguard, like whatever. You would just expect that's a kind of run of the mill. I don't know. Maybe somebody tell me. I don't know. Okay, let's refresh here. Another 1,000 followers on Inner City Press. He had 278 this morning. Now he has 281. He deserves it. Okay. The 7-foot tall driver. So they really did mean that driver was 7 feet freaking tall. What? The 7-foot driver. Do you know who it was? He said, I don't know, but Cassie knew him. He said, you didn't put in your report that you offered to call law enforcement, but she refused. Why not? Flores said, well, because she said no. So there's no reason to include it. Right? Like, he's like, I'm trying to protect the victim. She's saying she don't want me to call them. So why would I say, oh, I offered to call the cop? I do think he should have. I do think he should have put that in the report. I'm not saying he shouldn't have. There was a 7-foot tall driver. That's breaking news to me. There was a driver 7 feet tall. How many of those could there be running around? Is it Leor Cohen? You know what I mean? I don't know. Just kidding. Let's see. Oh my God. The defense said something about the baby oil in the opening statements. NBC might be lying, but they might be good for something for once. This is news to me, breaking news. The defense said in its opening statements that Combs was jealous and violent, but insisted all the alleged victims participated willingly in his life. The defense said that his physical abuse and love of baby oil are not federal crimes. Oh my God. Please stop. Stop the madness. Of course, they're the ones talking about making it into a circus. Oh, Lord. All right. Now we have another tweet less than a minute ago, 56 seconds. Brian Steele said, you said you put Diddy against the wall. That's aggressive, isn't it? He said, could be, but I only put my forearm against his chest. But you didn't put that in your report. You're asking me to have put more detail in my report. So I should have put more details in my report, or what, Brian? Like, what do you want from me? Like, you keep just saying, well, the color of the sky wasn't in my report. The temperature wasn't in there. How many times I took a crap that day wasn't in there. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do in the report? You want to come run by the police department and look at all my reports and let me know how to do what do you mean? You're just saying I should have more details in my report. That's your whole defense? What are you really getting at, Brian? Ah. What the fuck? Okay. She glitching. Hold on. Got it. Okay. That's the most recent on that one. Ah. Let's see CNN. Gaston said, I don't like how that guy called you biased earlier. Not true. You are indeed a national treasure and demonstrably God's favorite. Thank you, Gaston. And thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, the real Sassafras, for the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you, Swim Blue Water. Cassie picked up the emergency phone by the elevators. That is why he threw the vase, Swim Blue Water said, Swim Blue Water said, 499 super chat. Thanks so much for that. TMZ reported Diddy is in there reading the Bible. Oh my Lord, Brianna, I gotta go look. Diddy better start reading the Bible. He better start reading a lot of stuff real soon. Let me see. TMZ, Diddy reading Bible. Oh my God, y'all. Diddy reading the Bible in the courtroom is up on the articles, y'all. They will say anything. Thank you, Brianna, for letting me know this very important breaking news. My trial is going to be biblical. Oh my Lord. It looks like he's leaning on his faith as he goes on federal trial for ST. I didn't know he believed in that Lord. I thought he believed in a different one. Look at the pictures, y'all. Look at the pictures. Look at his family. I know Janice in that party suit, that clown wig anywhere, y'all, please. The Bad Boy Records founder had a Bible at his table Monday and was reading scriptures before opening statements from the prosecution and his defense team, according to folks in the courtroom. That's the only one can help you now, Diddy. Only one. Only one can help you now is the Lord. Okay. I don't know if that's necessarily the book's going to help you, but the Lord is the only one can help you. Diddy had a lot of family supporting him, including a bunch of his kids, and the Combs family looked stoic as federal prosecutors laid out their case against him, with the fam showing no emotion whatsoever. They must have took their beta blockers. Wearing a sweater over a collared shirt, the Agnifilo defense uniform of choice. Diddy hardly moved as the prosecution addressed the jury. He fidgeted his feet a little bit and had a blank stare. One of Diddy's defense attorneys, Teeny Garagos, which is the owner of TMZ, the founder of TMZ, he's his like a business partner of sorts with Teeny Garagos' daddy, Mark Garagos, handled the opening statement, and a couple of jurors appeared to nod off. That's not good, y'all. That is not good for Diddy. It's not good for Diddy. One of Diddy's defense attorneys, Teeny Garagos, handled the opening statement, and people were falling asleep. The jury resting their heads on their hands. She was speaking right before lunch, and it seemed like jurors were getting hungry. Girl, get tired and hungry. Still, a couple jurors were taking tons of notes during the opening, and her father, famed defense attorney Mark Garagos, looked like a proud father as he watched her do her thing. Woo, that's the thing, though. You can't be too much proud fathering out here whenever your daughter's not doing a good job. Like, she's got to actually do a good job. Teeny's husband was also in court, and they kissed in the cafeteria. Oh, my God. Girl, don't kiss your husband before you go into court, please. It's like middle school. Kiss, and I bet you Mark Agnifilo and Karen ain't kissing before they go to court. I tell you that. Who is this guy even? Teeny ordering egg salad. Ooh. Oh, egg salad and then kissed her husband. Oh my God. Divorce incoming. And pepper chips. They did that on purpose. They're doing her dirty. They're doing Teeny dirty. Her husband was in court and they kissed in the cafeteria during the lunch break after her opening statement, with Teeny ordering egg salad, sparkling water, and salt pepper chips. Cassie's name came up a bunch in the openings, and her defense attorney, Douglas Wigdor, huddled with her husband, Alex Fine, in the cafeteria. The cafeteria is just the hangout, huh? Oh my gosh, look at all this. Alex was wearing sunglasses just like he was outside on his way to court when he was in no mood to talk to our photographer. Then here come Janice, also wearing sunglasses during court proceedings. The disrespect. The lunch break is about to end, and the first witness will take the stand. So this was during lunch. Wow. Wow. Okay, let's go to Inner City Press. And thank you for that $1.99 super chat, Brianna. 7 minutes ago, they didn't tweet nothing yet. We do have a CNN one if there's no new Inner City Press. Okay, yes. Okay. Oh, we got some good ones. Here we go. We got objections. We got people throwing. Oh. Okay. Brian Steele says to this former security guard, "Do you remember the layout?" He says, "No." I just remember it was in the corner. It was a corner room. Was it a normal hotel room like I would stay in, just one room, or did it have like a living room? He said, I don't know. Brian Steele says, the third party you say was on a bed. He said it was a pullout. You were in the hospitality business as well as security, right? Flores says, yes. Diddy, it was clear to you that he wanted to pay for the damage, right? Objection, Your Honor. Brian Steele needs to, no. Objection, Your Honor. The feds say no. That calls for speculation. Was it clear to you that Diddy wanted to pay for the damage? No. Calls for speculation. The judge says, ask the question a different way, Brian Steele. Okay. 32 seconds ago. Brian Steele says, it can be embarrassing for a guest. Objection, Your Honor. What do you mean the lawyer's going to just sit here and say what can be embarrassing for a guest? We're going to let the lawyer go on trial. We're going to lawyer take the stand now. No, he's supposed to be freaking asking questions. The judge agrees. The judge said sustain. I sustain that objection. Brian Steele said, one moment, Your Honor, one moment. Let me look at my notes. He looks at his notes. He says, nothing further. Not too strong. I don't think that was too strong. The only thing Brian Steele really got out of this guy was it kind of strong, not too strong. You didn't write the purple eye in the police report, in the incident report. You didn't write that you offered to call the police in your incident report. You didn't say anything about this man. I think that's the biggest thing Brian Steele got him on, is there's no evidence that there actually was another man in that room other than the testimony. So if there was something else, like a report, something else, that would be I think helpful, but I don't think I don't think this was too good on the defense side. But this is just the first witness. This is a foundation witness, somebody that's kind of setting up what happened that day, setting the scene. So I wouldn't expect too much of that anyway. Okay, so then what happens now is the prosecutors get a final kind of like chance to do what's called a redirect. And so they ask the direct examination. They ask the questions directly to the security guard. It's their witness. And then the defense gets to do a cross examination. And then after that, the prosecution gets to do a redirect based on the cross examination, clear anything up or whatever. So the assistant U.S. attorney, I guess it's still Slavic, she goes up and says, do you typically include every single detail in a report? He said, no. The assistant U.S. attorney said, did Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs at the time, this is a big part of the case right here, did he seem drunk or inebriated or HIGH? The officer said, or the former security guard said, no, he did not seem drunk or inebriated in any way. He seemed fine, although violent. We have 3 updates from the CNN. Let's see what they have to say, if they can fill in any of these blanks here. Yeah. Defense attorney questions the security guard about the incident report. Brian Steele questioned the officer about why he didn't mention seeing another man in Diddy's hotel room. He said he didn't address the man at the time or ask him for his name or her perspective on the situation, or review the surveillance footage to look for the man's movements. Flores testified he didn't think it was relevant to the report, but it was still memorable enough that he now recalls it 9 years later. That he recalls it now 9 years. Like now, like at the time of right now is 9 years later. 7,000 in the chat, shout out. Earlier, Flores had told prosecutors that the man wasn't involved in the elevator lobby incident. He didn't engage with Combs or Cassie, so he felt the man wasn't relevant to the incident or the report. The defense wraps up the cross-examination earlier today. The now officer, but former security guard, testified that he pinned Diddy to the wall after Diddy grabbed another security guard's phone, accusing him of recording the conversation. Defense attorney Brian Steele pointed out that the incident report that Flores filed says Flores, quote, grabbed his hand and told him to back off. But it does not detail him pushing Diddy against the wall. Okay, interesting. So he didn't like fully report that he pushed Diddy against the wall in his report. He said he grabbed his hand. 4 minutes ago, security guard. If you're just getting here, you're wondering why I'm reading all this, like basically the same story from 5 different publications, is because each one of them has like a little bit of different details, and we're kind of trying to gather all the details here that we can. Okay, so the trial's first witness, the hotel security guard who responded to Sean Combs' assault on Cassie in 2016 at that hotel, is finishing his testimony after cross-examination by the defense. Bit by bit, we're getting more information on the events surrounding that assault, which is central to the government's ST case. We have another new update 6 minutes ago from NBC. Combs attorney Brian Steele took up questioning Flores on the cross-examination and pushed the former guard on his belief that Combs was trying to bribe him. As far as the bribe, Mr. Combs held up a $100 bill. You took that as a bribe? You used the word bribe? 100%. Flores answered, later affirming the same belief when asked about the sack of money Diddy held up. So is a $100 bill or a sack or a stack or a stash or a stash or a cash, or I'm hearing this thing called everything. Steele also pushed Flores on his testimony in comparison to the incident report he made for the hotel at the time in 2016. He asked Flores why he didn't include Combs allegedly telling Cassie she couldn't leave. He responded he didn't think it was a significant fact to include. Let's go back to Intercity Press and see if the redirect has ended. Why do I keep doing that? See if the redirect has ended. And there is supposed to be another witness coming on the stand today. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing who is that going to be, if that person's going to come today, because, we did get a little pushed off. Did Rabbits Live just empty into here? Shout out to Rabbits Live if y'all just got in here from there. Also, yeah, like when I'm taking my lunch break, if she's like, because today she was not on lunch when I was on lunch. So y'all should go and chill in Rabbit's chat too and see what her coverage is. Okay. Oh, so they're going to. Okay, we got some more tweets. We got some good info coming in. Okay, good. Nice. Did he seem drunk or HI? And Flora said no. So the next question we get, when he offered you money, we're back on redirect here. So it's the feds again asking this guy questions. When he offered you money, what did he say? That he didn't want anybody to know about it, pretty much. Which way was Mr. Combs dragging Cassie? Flores, back toward the room. Nothing further. That's a pretty good way to end it. Judge, recross. So then they get to come back up one more time. They're motion sensitive cameras. So this is Steele again. We're back. Brian Steele back up again. They're motion sensitive cameras. So there are gaps, right? Yes. Nothing further. Next witness. What did Ms. Ventura pay you for? To have. Okay. So we're getting. Okay. Breaking news. The second witness is on the stand. Breaking news. The first witness. Current police officer for LAPD, Israel Flores. He has taken the stand and now been direct examined, cross-examined, redirected, and re-redirected, or recrossed, excuse me. And he's done. He's gone. He's bye-bye. Right now, breaking news. We have the second witness on the stand in the Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs trial, and it is a male S worker. Who is it? We don't have a name. Look at the tweet. I'm looking at the same one as you. Next witness. The assistant U.S. attorney just starts talking. What did Cassie pay you for? To have relations with her. Diddy was there too. That's the answer. Let's go to CNN and see what we can fill in. First witness wraps up. Court TV anchor says that jurors may form opinions. We can read that later, y'all. I'm trying to figure out who is this witness. One new update. Male escort, according to NBC, Adam Rice and Doha Madani. The prosecution has called a new witness, a man named Daniel Phillip Danielphilip. He worked as a male escort and says he received money from Cassie to have relations in around 2012 or 2013. Okay. We have a witness number 2 on the stand. Y'all, it has been an extremely eventful day. We did not even have a finalized jury when I started my first live stream this morning. And now we have the second witness on the stand. This is crazy. We've done opening statement, or we've read through and read the live tweets about opening statements from both the prosecutors and the defense. We've had a lunch break. We had the first witness come. We learned all kinds of things. The jury saw all kinds of videos, I think 5 videos, several pictures. It was a LAPD cop, and now we have a male escort on the stand. He is claiming he received money from Cassie to have relations with her in 2012 or 2013. We do have another new update from CNN. The next witness is on the stand. Prosecutors have called their second witness, Daniel Philip. He testified that around 2012, 2013, he was managing a male review show. I do not know what that is. He described his role as managing male strippers for women. Sometime around 2012, he received money from Cassie to have relations with her. He said Diddy was also present. He said his boss asked him to go to Gramercy Park Hotel for a bachelorette party, and he thought he was just going to do a little striptease. But when he arrived at the hotel around midnight, Ventura was the only one standing in the doorway. Ooh, this is getting interesting. Okay, so he so-called managed people to go and do other males. He managed males to do stripping at bachelorette parties, but he also had a boss. Just keep it in mind how this is always a pyramid. A pyramid is always going to happen in these models. And it's very interesting that the Intercontinental Hotel is shaped like a pyramid. I don't think it's on purpose or anything. It's an accident, but it's like a very interesting coincidence just to drive the point home. He managed people. So he had the authority to call a man and tell him to go to a bachelor party, but he also had a boss. Everybody's got a boss in these things. When he arrived, Cassie was the only one in the doorway. Let's see, Inner City Press. We have a male escort up on the stand. Okay, it's a race issue. It's a race, something about race is coming up here. Let's see. Race-based casting. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord, this is crazy. Oh my God. I don't know why I just keep feeling like Britney Spears is like so close to the periphery of this. Just so close. Okay. My boss called me and said he couldn't find any of our black dancers. He couldn't find any of our black dancers. So could I go to a bachelorette party in the Gramercy Park Hotel in downtown Manhattan? The assistant attorney said, "What did you expect to do?" He said, "A little stripper dance." She was in the hotel room in a red wig, stockings, and sunglasses. She gave me a few $100s. What was the room like? Oh, y'all, this is about to get rough. What was the room like? The male dancer says, red couches, Astroglide, which is a lubricant. There was a man on the right side of the room. Okay, so this is 2012, 2013. So this would be like 3 or 4 years before the Intercontinental Hotel situation incident we just heard about. So it's not the same incident. But he said that Cassie was dressed up in a red wig, stockings, and sunglasses. I got to repost. There was red couches in the hotel, Astroglide, and a man on the right side of the room. Who's the man? I'm dying to know. All right, let's see if anybody else is giving us some more details, y'all. The details are just coming in. Woof. Imagine your Diddy sitting in there and you're listening to this. Red wig, heels. 1 minute ago, Daniel Philip. This right here, Washington Post, they have the best details. They like really go into detail. Daniel Philip said he was originally booked for what he thought was a bachelorette party. at the Gramercy Hotel in Manhattan. Philip said he was greeted by Cassie Ventura. Now, importantly, this Philip has two L's, by the way, so they're spelling Philip different. He said he was greeted by Cassie, who was wearing a pair of high heels, red lingerie, red wig, and sunglasses. She asked Philip if it was okay if it was just her and asked him into the room. Wow. Philip recalled, this is him on the stand. He's on the witness stand saying this stuff. He's recalled Cassie saying it was her birthday and her husband wanted to do something special for her. Cassie asked if he would mind rubbing baby oil on her and giving her a massage, and things went from there based on how comfortable Philip was. Let's see. I'm just getting to the bottom of the thread here. It's a really long thread. Okay, she's in the hotel. Okay, stockings, gave me a few $100s. Okay, the man had on a white robe and a bandana over his face, below his eyes, and a baseball cap. From his voice, I recognized him as Sean Combs. What did he say? That he was into importing and exporting. He said he was having problems with my boss. Objection. So who said objection? It was Diddy's lawyer. I don't know which one, just says defense objection. Okay, so just to set the scene here, this is he thought he was going to do a little stripper dance. He shows up, Cassie's there, red wig, red lingerie, sunglasses, high heels. He comes in. This is all alleged by, what we're reading. I don't know. I certainly don't know. I wasn't there. I was in college or something. I know business. I actually really probably was minding my business at that time. But I really wasn't there. Okay. So he walks in, he says he sees Cassie. He's like, she's all dressed up in this outfit, this get up. She said her husband wants to do something special for her. And he comes to the room. And then it's like, can you give me a massage? Can you put oil on me and do me a massage? She said he looks over. There's a man in a white bathrobe who's got on a bandana and a hat. And he's like a baseball cap. And he's like, he recognized his voice. The guy said he was into importing and exporting. What's he importing and exporting? He said he was having problems with my boss. So he said he was having problems with the guy who sent him there, right? The male dancer, they don't tell us what his name is. Male dancer, the one who showed up, who ended up doing the stuff with them. He got paid money to do it, or with Cassie rather. He's saying this. I don't know, but there. He said that Diddy told him, or this man he believes to be Diddy, that Diddy was having trouble with his boss. So who is this boss? This boss is the boss of someone who's the boss of other people who are all in the S industry. Remember that pyramid I told you that remember earlier. But Diddy's lawyers are not wanting him to talk, not wanting this male escort to talk about the problems with the boss yet, or at all. Diddy's attorneys, objection, 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 don't talk about the boss. So the assistant U.S. attorney's like, we're going to come back to that. After the interaction with Cassie was over and you did you can read the word on the screen right here. What happened? He said, Cassie gave me a couple $1,000 more. Okay, interesting. Just going to refresh. Okay, and then what? Then he said to give them my phone number. I did. Cassie called me and asked me for a photo. Assistant U.S. attorney said, then what? Well, she called me to go back, and I did for a few hours. And then I did it a few more times after that. Was Combs always present? The prosecutor asks. Yes. We got 3 updates on New York Times. Let's see what they said. This is fun. once you catch the flow, Philip, the prosecution's second witness, said he was invited to a suite by Cassie, who said she wanted to do something special with her husband. He couldn't tell at first who the husband was, but then he recognized the voice immediately as Combs's. Prosecution's review, REVUE. What is that? Somebody took theater. Tell me what is a male review show, which he calls a strip show for women. He testified in 2012 he was paid by Cassie for sex in the presence of Sean. P. Diddy Puppy Combs. Okay, let's see what our detail queens over here have going on. He was originally booked for what he thought was a bachelorette party. Philip said he was greeted by Cassie wearing a pair of high heels, lingerie, red wig, sunglasses, asked Philip if it was okay if it was just her, and asked him into the room. He recalled Ventura saying that it was her birthday and her husband wanted to do something special for her. Asked if he would mind rubbing baby oil on her, giving her a massage, and where things went from there based on how comfortable he was. Okay. That's pretty much all info we already had. He's going to have 1 million subscribers on Twitter next month. Or followers, whatever it's called. So then they asked for his phone number. They want the phone number. And they call him back. He said he came back. No problem for me. And Diddy was there every time, he said. Any other locations? He says, yeah, Essex House. His residence on 56th Street. I believe 210 at the time. And her residence on West End Avenue, I think number 10. What name were you to say? What name were you to say you were there to see? So who were you supposed to say you were there trying to see? And he said, Black. Like a code word or something? I don't know. It's like a few residences, a few locations. If you're just joining, hi, hello. We are reacting to 5 different sources. We got a bunch of different sources pulled up. I'm shuffling through. Live tweeting, live reporting from inside the Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs trial. There's a male escort on the stand right now who says that he was paid in like 2013 or 2012 to have relations with Cassie, and Diddy was present. Now, he does say there was a bandana tied around his face and he had a hat on, but he recognized Diddy's voice. Now, I don't know if he had the bandana and the hat and all that every time he did it, because he said, she called me to go back. I did for a few hours, and then a few times after that. Was Diddy always present? Yes, he was. Any other locations? His residence on 56th Street, I believe 210 at the time. And then her residence on West End Avenue. What name were you to say you were there to see? And he said, Black. Okay. So that was like the code name for the Wild King Nights or whatever, y'all. I mean, I don't know. Okay. Male dancer. I would send her vulgar text messages. Okay. I would send vulgar text messages to Cassie. Like what? The assistant U.S. attorney says. He said, you want me to say it? She said, give me an example. He said, okay, I would text, I want to bleep right now. How often did you use baby oil? Every time. Y'all, they going somewhere with this baby oil. They going somewhere with it. How often did you use the baby oil? The male dancer said every single time. We have an update coming in from New York Times. Prosecution's second witness says that after he left an encounter with Cassie, she texted him and he returned for more S work with her. With Combs taking care of himself in the corner of the room. Okay, so we are getting, yes, he was sitting there and he was doing that to himself in the corner of the room. He said that over the next year or two, he returned to have similar encounters with Cassie, with Diddy watching in a series of hotels in New York, as well as in Diddy's and Ventura's homes in the city. Okay, so it was like from 2012 to 2014, or maybe from 2013 to 2015, but all of this still does predate that Intercontinental incident. This man's name is Daniel Phillip. I'm seeing it spelled with 2 L's. I'm seeing it spelled with 1 L. I'm not really exactly 100% sure if it's 2 L's or if it's 1 L. Just running through my different sources here. The male dancer said, Diddy said we didn't have enough baby oil on. He would say, y'all slow down, separate from each other. One time he tried to have us role play like we had just met at an airport. We weren't good, so we skipped that. Something's wrong with these people. Even if it is a kink, I'm sorry, I'm shaming. I'm shaming. Yes, I am. Sorry. I'm not saying it should be illegal, but I'm still shaming. And I can and I'm allowed to, and I'm not sorry about it. Okay, witness says he was paid to have relations with her. According to Philip, my birthday, husband wants to do something special, how comfortable it was. Ventura gave him a few $1,000s. And she said he would tip him at the end. She said that she would tip him at the end. Okay. Philip said a man was sitting in the room, white robe, hat, bandana. I need to know what color was the bandana. I need to know what kind of bandana it was. Philip said he immediately recognized the man's voice as Sean Combs. Although Combs didn't truthfully identify himself at the time, Ventura also told Philip at the time that her husband wasn't gay, so he would not try to touch him. Philip said that he had relations with Cassie and Diddy was sitting in the corner masturbating, and a couple $1,000s more they gave him before he left. So he made several $1,000s for this one encounter. Okay, but we're also hearing about baby oil. Perhaps there wasn't enough baby oil. And so far, it does sound pretty consensual. So far from this male escort. I mean, even from him. I mean, he's saying he went back. He's not saying anything bad happened. He's saying, yeah, I got a few $1,000s. I just did. He was sitting in there. I knew who it was, but whatever. Who cares? I'm getting my money. He recalls Diddy giving specific directions for how he should have the relations. The notes included applying more baby oil onto their bodies and once trying to role play as if they had just met at an airport. And she's got on all these costumes and different things, you know, red wig, different things. Let's go to Inner City Press. So this part of the testimony, I think they're trying to lay the groundwork that Diddy, this is like Diddy was in charge. Diddy was directing the scenes. This is something that they did say in, I think, all of the previous versions of the indictment, including the current one. Like Diddy was the director, he was the orchestrator, and this was all for his perverse sexual pleasure. Diddy would say we didn't have enough baby oil on. He would say, y'all slow down, separate from each other. One time he tried to have us role play like we had just met at an airport, but we weren't good at it, so we skipped that. What direction did Mr. Combs give you? Well, he would tell me to step off and back off. How many times, if any, were you told to do by porta potty on Miss Ventura? You can read the screen yourself. The defense, Xavier Donaldson. So the new lawyer, one of the new lawyers, Xavier Donaldson. Objection! Objection! What do you mean? How many times you told to pee on her? No. He said, how many times were you told to use the restroom? And instead of the restroom, it was Cassie Ventura. If any times. Diddy's lawyers objected to that, but the judge overruled. The judge said, no. He can answer how many times he had to porta potty on her. Oh my God, y'all. The headlines, I can see them writing themselves already. Look, new update, new update. It's happening. Philip described a gig, 2013, 2012, paid a few $1,000s to have relations with Cassie while Diddy watched. Even though Diddy did lie about who he was at that time, he was expecting to do a striptease and leave with $200 and a tip. At that point, she gave me a few $1,000s and said she would tip me when I leave. We ended up having relations, rubbed baby oil on each other for a couple minutes. Diddy was sitting in the corner taking care of himself. And when he left, he got a couple thousand more. Did he do it? Did he do it? That song is funny. I need to get like a new one each week. Okay. So we have another tweet 38 seconds ago from Inner City Press. They told me not to do it all at once. Okay. I will say Inner City Press doesn't really be given all the graphic details, which I actually do appreciate, but it kind of leaves a lot of speculation room. They told me not to do it all at once. We're gonna have to wait probably a minute to 5 minutes to find out what this whole urination thing is about. Because I don't think, and I totally understand why Inner City Press be given all the graphic details of these types of descriptions. Don't worry, our girls at the Washington Post, they'll let us know. Just give them a couple minutes. Okay. And just now, the New York Times just posted it's day 1 of the trial, and already the jury is hearing extremely explicit testimony from a man who, yeah, see, it's like, I think it's like kind of going down in there right now, y'all. I think the reporters are trying to figure out how to like say what's being said. It's getting dicey. It's day 1 of the trial, and already the jury is hearing extremely explicit testimony from a man who said he was paid to have relations with Cassie in front of Diddy. Jurors were asked if they could listen to this kind of graphic testimony, and multiple candidates were struck when they said they could not. Yeah, we covered it in great detail last week. One girl was like, I can't, no, I couldn't even do Ed. So they're telling this man not to do it all at once. I guess the tinkling, they wanted him tinkling. Oh, man, I bet you that freaking tweet already has 10,000 views on it. Let's see. Let's go here. It takes them a little time over here on the Washington Post. They probably are just all clutching their pearls. Yeah. Wow. I think everybody's trying to figure out how to say it. Nobody wants to say it or what? Oh, I'm already there. That's why it won't bring me. Seven seconds ago, we got another tweet. The male dancer says they were headed to the Essex Hotel. They said to go in 30 minutes. It was the first time he opened the door as himself, dressed in a suit, no mask. How did things change? The prosecutor asked. The male dancer said he didn't feel. Objection. Xavier Donaldson. Objection. What do you mean feel? How does he know how somebody feels? He can't testify how Diddy felt. True. The judge is going to sustain it. He's going to sustain it in another way. My opinion, I think. Okay. It's not like actually updating. Okay, let's go. CNN has an update. I'm trying to get to this thing about the, you know what? No. Nobody's talking about it. Crazy. Extremely graphic testimony. Quote. It is day 1 of the trial, and already the jury is hearing extremely explicit testimony from a man who said he was paid to have relations with Cassie while Diddy watched. Extremely explicit, we're told. Okay. I'm just waiting for some updates here. I mean, it was flying, it was flowing, and now it's kind of skirp. I wonder what's going on. Just now, during the testimony, these are our detail queens over here. Yes, slay. Okay, we got our detail queens back in action. Daniel Phillip testified that Cassie paid him for relations multiple times, always in front of Diddy. The first time he encountered them in 2012, Diddy's face was covered, but that he immediately recognized his voice. He told Phillip he was in the importing and exporting business. I mean, what was he importing and exporting? I'm just remembering that Star Island shipping container thing across the way from his house. The first sexual encounter began with baby oil, followed by relations, with Combs helping himself out in the corner. Phillip testified, this is second witness today, and also second witness period. He testified that Combs would occasionally give them direction, such as telling them to put more baby oil on themselves or telling them to separate and slow down. One time he had us try to role play like we had just met at an airport. We were not good at it at all. So I think we just skipped past that one pretty quickly. During his testimony, Diddy's lawyer, Xavier Donaldson, had raised multiple objections, far more than occurred during Israel Flores' time on the stand. Most have been overruled. The prosecution would like to get through Phillip's testimony relatively quickly because breaking news, Cassie Ventura is expected to take the stand next. Now, some of y'all were telling me yesterday that Cassie's due date is May 15th. That would mean that it's the day after tomorrow. No, not the day after tomorrow, the day after that. So today's Monday, the 12th, 13, 14, 15. So Thursday. So I don't know if that's true. That's going to be, what if she goes into labor on a stand? I mean, that's all I can imagine. I hope it don't go that way. Okay, so we have another tweet. Who, if anyone, recorded these performances? Diddy, with a cell phone and camcorder. He took a photo of my driver's license for insurance, he said. Here comes Xavier. Objection! The judge said, okay, fine, whatever. Okay, can you focus? What are you talking about? For what kind of insurance? The prosecutor said, what did you understand that to mean then? Since they want to squawk about objections over there. What do you mean? What are you trying to say? What did you understand the insurance? Took a picture of your photo, your driver's license for insurance. What did you understand that to mean? He said he was threatening me. Like, I need to know who you are in case you want to try to testify against me one day or something. Who knows? Okay. Anything new here? I don't think we have any new ones. Y'all, the urine thing is nasty. It is nasty. It's just objectively, it's nasty. Sorry. Like, I understand, things can happen and things can be an accident. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, like, that they were seeking this out. No. Okay, we have another tweet. Once I went and Cassie was slumped over. He said, it's not going to happen this time. Did Mr. Combs ever offer you rugs with the D in the front? Male dancer, Molly, I guess it's called. I don't do MDMH, MDBA. I think I went out and handed out $100 bills. I went out and handed out $100 bills. What? I'm confused. One night, Cassie was slumped over and Diddy said it's not going to happen this time. Did Mr. Combs offer you rugs with the D? Molly, I guess it's called. I don't do those. MDH, MDA, MH, I don't know. I think I went out and handed out $100 bills. What is that even supposed to mean? I don't get it. I went out and handed out $100 bills. They need to update their key players over here on the New York Times. They don't even have the second witness in their little thing. 3:45. Supposedly it was updated minutes ago. Oh, look at that picture. Day 1 of the trial, and already the jury is hearing extremely explicit testimony. They put a new picture up. Look at that. Still looking like that. Wow. Thank God. They put a real newscaster on the news now. Thank God. And look at that thing anymore. Chloe Malos. Okay. I'm just waiting for updates, y'all. I'm just pitter-pattering through the different sources we have until I see something new, and then I'm reading it to y'all. Most recent thing we heard, Cassie slumped over. Okay, how did the Molly, they're calling it, make you feel? Sick and euphoric and like an idiot. Handing out, that's why he was handing out $100 bills, because he was on it. He's like, I don't usually do that. He offered it to me one time. I went outside handing out $100 bills. Who else was present? A guy who told me he was an actual escort. He was having relations with Cassie at her apartment. There's some blanks I need filled in here. We need our details, queens. They're still probably hung up on the porta potty activities over there. Because there's just parts we just can't fill in because it's just hard to know what's actually going on. Daniel Phillips said he recalled Sean Combs recording his encounters with Cassie once or twice with a cell phone or camcorder. Rubbed baby oil on each other. I mean, he's handing out $100 bills. Let's see. Sick and euphoric. Okay, we got another tweet 30 seconds ago. Okay. So once I went, Cassie was slumped over. He said, it's not going to happen this time. Did Mr. Combs offer you rugs? Molly, I guess it's called. I don't do those. He offered it one time. I went out and handed out $100 bills. How did it make you feel? Sick, but also euphoric, like an idiot, handing out $100 bills? Who else was present? Present at what? See what I mean? Like, I'm not exactly sure what. Handing out $100 bills to who? Went out and handed out $100 bills. Went out? I don't know. What do you mean? Who else was present? A guy who told me he was an actual escort. He was having relations with Cassie at her apartment. The guy was looking at Sean Combs, and Combs said, don't you be effing looking at me. That's hearsay. Objection. The judge said, let's get a fresh question. What did he look like? Black guy, kind of skinny. We exchanged phone numbers. Okay, so who else was present? Where, when, how? I don't know. It just, y'all can, fill it in as good as, me, because I'm just reading it off the screen here, but it just says, how did the Molly make you feel? Sick and euphoric and like an idiot handing out $100 bills. Who else was present? A guy who told me he was an actual escort. He was having relations with Cassie at her apartment. But where? Where were they? They were out? Where were they? The guy was like looking at Sean Combs, and Combs said, don't you be looking at me. And then there's an objection from Xavier Donaldson, Diddy's lawyer. And the judge is like, let's get a fresh question. Moving on. Okay, fine. What did this guy look like? Well, he's a black guy, kind of skinny. Quote, we exchanged phone numbers. So I don't really know why. We have a CNN update 2 minutes ago. Let's see if there's any more. Yeah, there's a lot more details in here. If you're looking for more details, here they come. I would not recommend probably having kids, just like in general and around this discussion. Y'all maybe adult only. Just, looks like it gets pretty serious down here. This man, the witness, the male review manager who was paid to have relations with Cassie on multiple occasions, is describing their interactions and how they would go. He testified that Diddy would direct him and Cassie as they were in the interrelation. When asked, Philip said they'd use baby oil every single time that he was with Cassie and Combs would instruct them to use more. Sometimes the pair would ask Philip to pick up the items before meeting them for relations. So sometimes he would pick up items before meeting them, he testified. He testified about one occasion where she instructed it. Oh, girl. Testified about one occasion where Cassie instructed him to Dubai porty potty. Diddy was enjoying it in the corner with himself, and you can read on the screen. Philip, this witness, said he often did not wear protection, and he brought in his history at one point to verify his status of everything, his medical records. He testified that Diddy recorded them having relations on one or two occasions using his phone and a camcorder device. We have an update from the New York Times. Let's see if they have any additional details. Once Daniel Phillips said Cassie appeared to be on rugs. Okay, so that's the time he came and she was slumped over in the corner. Again, I think Inner City Press kind of leaves some of this stuff up to our inference, but this is a little more explicit. Like, yeah, she was on rugs. Diddy also asked to see his ID, quote, just for insurance. Then Maureen Comey. Okay, so it's Maureen Comey who's asking these questions. That's an update. The first witness was questioned by Christy Slavic. So Maureen Comey is asking the questions of this witness and says, how did you interpret the just for insurance ID thing? The answer, quote, he was threatening me. Let's go to Inner City Press. Okay, we got 2 new tweets. Have you seen him in 10 years? No. Did it ever seem like you were not the first person there? Yes. Half used Astroglide, towels on the floor. After the $100 bills incident, did you see them again? He said, I just couldn't do it anymore. What did you get paid when you couldn't perform? Nothing. I never asked for money. I was happy to get involved with people of such notoriety. But after I saw Diddy hit Cassie, I just couldn't do it anymore. Interesting. He says he says Combs photographed his driver's license as insurance. We already saw that. I'm just going through our different sources to make sure we're not missing any important details, any material details. These people over here at NBC, they must not be having too much to do, or they have too much to do, perhaps. Philip told the court, okay, this is new details. At least they give details. 7777 in the chat. Everybody put a 7777 in the chat. 4 sevens. Philip told the court that Diddy would often instruct him on how to do things with Cassie. Quote, he started really directing us after the second time. That's new. That's new information. That he really started directing after the second time. Some of those instructions, that kind of appears to be sort of like a grooming type behavior, if true. This is testimony. I don't know. Some of those instructions allegedly included role play scenarios, when to complete the mission, where Diddy wanted Philip to finish the mission, and which specific acts to perform. According to Philip, Combs would occasionally stop him so Combs could jump in. This is new information as well. Okay. And I'm trying to be as, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Dignified as possible. But yes, there is now we're being told by NBC, Adam Rice and Doha Madini, as of 2 minutes ago, 3:55 p.m. Eastern. As of 3 minutes ago, we're being told that yes, Diddy would in fact not only just sit there in the corner to do, he would jump in, but then he would tag out. You know, old boy would get out. He said, he also alleged that Combs offered him rugs with the D, but Phillips said he didn't use substances. He described one time in which he said it appeared Cassie might have been under the influence of substances herself. Did he open the door? He said, I don't think it's going to happen today. She looked like she was completely passed out, half on the couch and half off the couch. That is, we're getting a description of Cassie Ventura, half on the couch, half off the couch, passed out. The guy shows up to do the performance, and Diddy said, ain't gonna happen today. It ain't gonna happen today. New update. He said he was paid about $700 to $6,000 for each encounter that he had with Cassie while Diddy sat there and did his business. Now, I'm just wondering, is somebody going to come for Adam 22 one of these days? Because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I certainly wasn't there, but doesn't he let his wife do this? And doesn't he think that that's so cool and so cute? Like what he's going to do when his wife comes around and says this stuff? It's going to be hard to, I mean, if, I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know. This is all kind of blurry to me. That's why I said some of this stuff's just nasty. New update. Okay. Okay. When he took the Molly that Combs offered him, he said he felt nauseous, but also euphoric at the same time. Okay. Let's see if Inner City Press has anything else for us here. I don't know what's going on here. What was Diddy saying as he meet Cassie? Oh, beat. He said, beep, when I tell you to come over, you come over. I didn't know what to do, he said. Did you intervene? No. I knew that the changes there were bodyguards. The changes there? Objection, sustained. Who's the changes? Now, one thing I do think is interesting that this guy did say is that it appeared before that there were times where he would go in to the set and it would appear like he wasn't the first person there. Like there was, like already towels on the floor or whatever, like different evidence around, indicating to him that he was not the first person there to be doing those activities that day. Just trying to get to the bottom of this. She recorded. He had the final say over the music. Oh, we're in opening statements land. I'm trying to get to now. Hold on. Trying to get to the most recent. What was he saying as he meet Cassie? He said, beep, when I tell you to come over, you come over. I didn't know what to do. Did you intervene? No. I knew that something there were bodyguards. And then Diddy's lawyers objected to that. And the judge sustained. The judge said, I agree with Diddy's lawyers. That's the most recent over there, at least. Just trying to keep up with all the little updates as they come through. Let's see. Are there any questions? Thanks, BJ. You're appreciated. Thank you so much. That Ellen for the $19.99 super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Real MVP Flores. I mean, he took those videos. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Gibson Murphy. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the $1.99. Get cold cucumber slices for your eye strain. Seriously. Thank you, Kel on Earth, for the $1 super chat. Thank you for everybody giving the super chats. This law tube Nirvana. Would you set up a panel with Inner City Rotten Mango teachers? I would set up a panel with a few people. I mean, I don't know. It just depends. Like, I just hate coordinating things, truly. But like, I would be on one. Sure, why not? Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Mr. Lord, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to Great Gig in the Sky for becoming a member. Shout out to you, Joshua James. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Appreciate that. Nicole Harris, thank you, thank you, thank you for the $5 super chat. She says, Young Miami's parents are younger than Diddy. She also tweeted about golden showers. Lace baby oil doesn't equal consensual. True, true, true. This is interesting, Nicole Harris. I'm actually interested in a follow-up on that. Maybe somebody make a video or something. Okay. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the 50 MX dollars super chat tip. You can click on the latest response and it will open up the latest thread content. That way you don't have to refresh and scroll. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I'll try that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Let's see. What are y'all saying in here? Okay. Yeah. Get rid of people, y'all. If it's shout out to the mods in the chat. Shout out to Oklahoma Outlaw. Shout out to Diamond Rainbow. I don't know who else has been here. I'm sure everybody's been in and out all day. Shout out to Christy. Shout out to Monica. Shout out to Birmingham Leprechaun. She did say she likes those showers, then took it back. I remember that, Trouble Jones said. Oh, y'all, somebody. Mods holding it down. Yes, because I cannot read the comments as they come in. I just simply cannot. Tip, you can click on that. Okay, I already did that one. Okay, thanks so much for that. So thanks so much to the people. Just get rid of these people, y'all. Seriously, like if it's even questionable, just get rid of them. And y'all have heard now they have the authority to do that. Okay, let's move back to this. That's all they have there. Let's see if there's anything else new here. Must be doing something. Something must be happening in there because we don't have any update from anybody in the last like 5 minutes, 3 minutes. That seems to be unusual. It's 4:04 p.m. Yeah, we've still got another hour at least. 2 minutes ago, Daniel Phillips said he was paid anywhere from $700, $5,000, or even up to $6,000 to have these encounters with Cassie and Diddy. But he would have done it for free. I didn't care if I got paid one way or the other. They gave that to me every time I went to see them. He added that if he couldn't perform, sometimes he wouldn't get paid, but that he would have been involved with them without compensation because it was exciting to be in this world and involved with the famous pair. Okay, that's interesting. So he's, a clout chaser. Told the jurors that these sessions with the couple could last from an hour to 10 hours. 10 hours. According to Daniel Phillip. We already read that one. Okay, let's see. What next? He said, "Are y'all ready to continue?" There were other people there that were bodyguards. I'm confused. I need more context. What was Mr. Combs saying as he met Cassie? He said, beep. I think it means beat. See how he spelled it, meat? He said, when I tell you come over, you come over. I didn't know what to do. Did you intervene? No. I knew that the changes there were bodyguards. Objection. And the judge is like, yeah, don't say that. So I don't even know. They didn't even allow him to go on it. The prosecutor said, what next? Diddy looked over and said, are y'all ready to continue? And did you try to? He said, I don't remember. Did you see them again? He said, I thought I had developed some sort of friendship with Cassie. I may have been speculating. Okay, interesting. One new update here. Early focus on hotel video at trial speaks. So we have a larger narrative coming in. We got some commentary coming from CNN. Early focus on hotel video at trial speaks to a bigger narrative in the prosecution's case. Legal analyst says there may be a larger reason why the prosecution is focusing on the graphic video footage of the encounter assaulting Cassie in California hotel this early into trial. Misty Maris, a legal analyst and defense attorney not affiliated with the case, told CNN on Monday. The jury was shown the video footage during the testimony of their first witness called to the stand. She says, quote, this video is so central to the prosecution's case, not because it depicts Combs and Cassie in an altercation. It's part of a bigger narrative for the prosecution that Diddy, in any instance, to get individuals to comply in his criminal enterprise, and with the conduct at the freak-offs, he used violence to do so. So they're saying, yeah, the purpose of this video is to show you his propensity of violence and how he got what he wanted. That is how. This all plays into what the prosecutors have to prove, which is force, fraud, or coercion. The witness earlier today, Officer Israel Flores, who worked as a security guard at the former Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles at the time, testified about his interactions with Diddy and Ventura afterward. On cross-examination, Diddy's defense attorney, Brian Steele, made it a point to undercut some of those points by questioning Flores about why several details in his testimony about the encounter were included in an incident report that he testified he wrote at the time. It's really sowing doubt, which is the point, this analyst says, into the jury's mind, framing how they want these witnesses to be viewed with some skepticism moving forward. Ultimately, this analyst added, it's interesting to see this video coming out with the first witness. It just shows how critical it really is to this case. We have 3. They woke up. I guess they woke up from nap time at the New York Times because we got 3 updates coming in. He said he was paid to have Escort. Okay, we're getting some more details about this. When I tell you to come here, you come here. We're getting more details. Daniel Phillip, he says he was paid to have these encounters, recalls an incident when Ventura was on her computer and Diddy yelled to her, "Babe, come here." She did not come immediately, and Phillip said Diddy threw what he described as a liquor bottle toward her. It flew by her and hit the wall. Diddy then dragged Ventura into another room. Phillip said he heard what sounded like Diddy slap or smack her. He testified that he heard Diddy say, "When I tell you to come here, you come here now, not later." I guess he thought he was her daddy or something too. He said that Combs then told him, "Are you all ready to continue now?" Ugh, sinister. Oh my gosh, sinister. She's on her computer. They took a break? What? She's on the computer and he's like, "Babe, come here." She didn't come immediately there and he threw something at her, flew by her and hit the wall. Diddy then dragged her into another room, sounded like slapped her, we don't know, or smacked her, and testified that he heard Diddy say, "When I tell you to come here, you come here now, not later." And then he looks to the guy and goes, "You ready to continue now?" Oh no. I'd be saying no, I'm going home. Bye. I mean, I wouldn't be there anyway. Y'all know that. Maureen Comey, one of the prosecutors, asked him why he didn't call the police when he witnessed this violence. My thought was, this is someone with unlimited power. And the chances are, even if I did go to the police, I might still end up losing my life. Whoa. Now, I mean, is he telling the truth? Is he not? Who knows? Who knows? But he said, apparently testified 4 minutes ago, coming from the New York Times, the reason I didn't go to the police is because this is somebody with unlimited power. The chances are, even if I do go to the police, I could still die. No. He asked, why had he returned to Cassie and Diddy after the violence he witnessed? He said, it was kind of out of concern for Cassie. It was my way of being able to check on her and see if she was okay. I'll leave it up to you whether y'all want to believe that or not. I kind of do, personally. That's just my opinion. Okay. So we have a new update from NBC also now. Stripper says Combs urged him to keep quiet. Phillip told jurors that Diddy made it clear he was to keep quiet about the alleged work. He asked for my driver's license and took a picture of it and said it's just for insurance. If I spoke about it to anybody, I understood it would be that he was threatening me. Interesting. Okay, we do have another update coming in. These updates are just flying in. Just now, Daniel Phillip, who was paid for these encounters, recalls another time. So we're getting another time, another incident, when he heard what sounded like Diddy hitting her and Cassie yelling, "I'm sorry." After Diddy left a hotel, Cassie ran to Phillip and jumped into his lap. She was shaking. I asked her, why is he doing this? Why is she staying with this? I asked her why she was doing this, why she's staying with this guy. I tried to explain to her that she was in real danger if she stayed with him. So she ran over to him and jumped in his lap. This is kind of adding some veracity to the former bodyguards who have said that they've tried to help her. Because a lot of people do seem to think like, okay, we have to get Cassie out of the situation. Okay. We have some more details coming from Inner City Press about the towel slapping incident as well. We got TJ Academics. Oh my God, what is all this? All these academics tweets. What is that? Oh God. Come on. What next? Ready to continue. I don't remember if I tried to continue. I thought I had developed some sort of friendship with her. I may have been speculating. He said, I went there. I heard him slapping her. He walked out in a towel. She ran to me. I asked, why are you staying with this guy? Donaldson, objection. This is Xavier Donaldson. This is Diddy's lawyer. Objection, Your Honor. The judge says, on what grounds? Hearsay. Judge says, overruled. The male dancer said, she said it was okay. So I asked Cassie, why are you staying with Diddy? Why are you staying with this guy? And she said, it's okay. Okay. The assistant U.S. attorney said nothing further. They're taking a little break before the cross-examination. So let's do a little recap. Let me look just like Diddy TMZ breaking, because they get all the exclusives because Mark Garagos is there in the courtroom, probably texting them updates. TMZ update. Let's see. Wait, Epstein accuser? What? Oh, no, that's different. Downfall Diddy. Stunt Queen. Okay, here we are. I know I'm working today, huh? Thank you, Wendy Corn. Thanks very much. You are a Wonder Woman. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you, Kat, for the $1.99 super sticker. B, why did the judge sustain the objection to him saying there were bodyguards? Was it because he didn't know if that was their role? I don't know. I really don't know. I do not have enough information to know. I'm going to keep refreshing and looking at these other sources. I'm hoping that we do get a little bit more information on the context. I would also like to know this. And thank you so much for that $4.99 super chat. Chances. Okay, Kat. Thank you. So Kat's saying maybe it was saying the chances were the other guys there were bodyguards, but who knows? I don't know. Yeah, true. That could be chances. Thanks so much for that $4.99. And Angele Clement Guidry, my cousin. You are working hard today, girl. Yeah, I know. I am. We're getting close to the end here for day one. Only 2 more months to go, everybody. Thanks so much for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you. Yeah, Angela, exactly. Angela, I'm not going to put the comment up, but I do appreciate you sharing that. My biological father also abused my mother, did all kinds of horrible things, but she stayed because she was scared. We'd go to the women's shelter and he'd show up. Terrorized her spirit. Yeah, no, this is really just dark-sided. Okay, this is dark-sided individuals. This is, even if it is consensual, it's nasty that he would want to do something like this. That's nasty in my opinion. Daniel Phillip. Okay, let's see. Do we have anything? These girls over here at the Washington Post, I mean, they're the ones with the details, but they take forever to get them out. Okay, we do have 1 minute to go. Good. 3 minutes ago. Okay, we got a few. Good, okay. So, witness Daniel Phillip described for jurors how he witnessed Diddy. Oh, hold on. There. How he witnessed Diddy physically assault Cassie as she screamed and got dragged into a bedroom during one of the visits. First, I saw a liquor bottle fly past Cassie as Diddy launched into an angry tirade. Beep, when I tell you to come here, you come here now, not later, he recalled Combs saying. The hip-hop performer and mega producer pulled his then girlfriend into another room, and Phillip said he didn't know how to handle what he had seen. She was screaming, and I could hear what sounded like him slapping her. Oh my God. Phillip said he didn't intervene because he was terrified. He envisioned a cluster of Combs' bodyguards nearby and also considered how much power Diddy had. I'm sorry, Phillip recalled hearing from Cassie as he heard additional slaps from the adjacent room. Cassie then ran out of the room nude. She literally jumped into my lap and she was shaking. Oh my God, y'all. Sean Combs' attorney, Xavier Donaldson, continued to object to various parts of this testimony and appeared to throw Philip off. Lots of starting and stopping throughout his testimony. The prosecution has finished questioning Philip. Now, Diddy's side gets their turn to cross-examine him. That is expected to last the rest of the day, meaning Cassie will not be taking the stand today. Well, did anybody really expect her to? Even if they would be done right now, I think they would just call it for the day. I don't think they would say, yeah, let's get Cassie up on the stand. Maybe they would because she is pregnant and it is time of the essence. Like she's like very pregnant. Okay. So I guess these nerds at New York Times thought they were going to know. We had expected Cassie might testify today, but now it is clear she will not. The defense just said they expect their cross-examination to continue until court closes today. So 5 minutes ago, we got an update from the defense. They expect their questions for this male escort to at least last the rest of the day. Which is another 40 minutes. So I don't know how long this break could possibly be. Let's go to Inner City Press and see if he said anything. We do have 2 more updates from CNN too. All these DJ academics. I'm just trying to get like to Inner City Press, please. Just want to get to like the main page if you don't mind. Okay, that's fine. Also, what is the 7-foot tall driver? Can somebody tell me about the 7-foot tall driver, please? He's cooking. Slapping, said she was okay. Break before cross, like if you can, if you support. Yeah, if you can, like and support. Okay, so we do have 2 updates on CNN. Let's see what they said. Male review manager recalls moment he saw Combs drag Ventura by her hair. He said, I was shocked. Ventura was on the computer. Combs shouted at her to come here. Cassie responded that her personal information was up on the computer. Combs, okay, so we have more details. More details are coming out now. Diddy was like, all my info is up here on this computer. And Diddy came out and started dragging her by her hair into the bedroom. He testified that Cassie was screaming and repeatedly saying, I'm sorry, while he heard what sounded like Combs slapping her. Philip testified he heard Combs saying, B word, when I tell you to come over here, you come now, not later. I didn't know what to do. I was shocked. In my mind, it was going through my head. If I tried something, I might lose my life. When asked why he didn't report the incident, he said, quote, my thoughts were that this was someone with unlimited power, and chances are, even if I did go to the police, I might still end up losing my life. At some point, a visibly upset Cassie emerged from the other room and asked if they were ready to continue. Philip said he couldn't continue after that, though. He thought he may have tried to act like everything was okay. He can't remember if he was paid that day. He said he continued to see them after that incident because he had developed some sort of friendship with Cassie. It was my way of being able to check in on her and know that she was okay. There's another update. Court is taking a short break 7 minutes ago, so probably they'll be back any moment. Prosecutors have completed their direct examination of Daniel Phillip, who testified he was paid to have relations with Cassie. Cross-examination will begin after the court takes a short break. And these are usually like go to the bathroom real quick break. Usually these are like, I mean, you have 30 more minutes of the court day, so you need to get your butt back. We have an NBC. We have 2 NBC updates. This one might be the same. Babe, come here. Came out of the room. I saw a liquor bottle fly past, grabbed her by the hair, dragged her into the bedroom. She was screaming. He pulled her into the bedroom, and what I heard sounded like him slapping her. B, when I tell you to come, you come now, not later. I was shocked, terrified. I didn't know what to do. I didn't intervene. There were 4 or 5 bodyguards in the other room. Okay, so this is what Xavier Donaldson objected to. There were 4 or 5 bodyguards in the other room. Okay, NBC is late, but they do have details. What other room? In there with watching her get beat? Who are these 4 or 5 bodyguards? That's what I want to know. But they got objected. They said objection. It was sustained, I think. Asked if, okay, he recalls telling Cassie, quote, "You need to get help." Asked if there was any other time Philip could recall Combs yelling at Cassie, he testified there was an incident he could hear while the couple was in the bedroom. "I heard her yelling, 'I'm sorry, I'm sorry.' And someone was being slapped around and slammed around the room. And I looked around the corner and I saw Mr. Combs walk out of the hotel altogether without clothes. Maybe he had a towel on." Cassie then ran out of the room and jumped into Philip's lap, shaking and terrified. He said he recalled wondering why Cassie stayed with someone who was beating her like this. "She basically tried to convince me it's okay, I'll be okay, and I said it's not okay, and you need to get help." Interesting. Very, 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 very long thread, but interesting. He said, "You ain't seen nothing yet." Uh-oh. Meanwhile, we have a whole nother situation going on. He's checking in on his other cases. 18 minutes. Did he do it? Did he do it? Should we listen to our song again? Should we do a song moment? That surprise witness saves lives. Probably. Thanks so much for the 2, what is that? Oilo. Super chat for the mods electrolytes. Amen. There it is. Woo! Drop your links in the chat, mods, for your electrolytes funds. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. If I was Diddy's lawyer, I would have Diddy tested for lead poisoning. It causes problems with emotional control and is common in cities. He's off. Imagine he gets off. Imagine he gets off because he got lead poisoning. Thanks so much for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, B, for that $9.99. I think I already got you. Just thank you again for that. I just had to donate because, my God, you did an amazing job. Oh my God, thank you, Selma. Thank you for the 100 and okay. We're gonna be here 2 months, y'all. We're gonna be here 2 months. So we'll see. We'll see who has the stamina to go for 2 months. Is it gonna be me? Maybe. Ooh, what am I looking at? What am I looking for? Oh, I have a train of thought. We have an update here anyway. Inside the courtroom, Olivia Ben Simon is tweeting. Inside the courtroom, Sean Combs is sitting back in his chair, his body visibly tense. As a witness testifies in detail about getting paid to have relations with Cassie in front of him, Diddy's 3 daughters have at times left the courtroom during explicit testimony about sex. His sons have been sitting stone-faced at times, passing notes to each other. I think if this was my dad, I would stay home. I mean, I might come in the morning, do the opening statements, and then peace out. I do not want to hear anybody in person talking about my dad like this. True or not true? Okay, I don't think. And so he's sitting in there in the room. No. Janice Combs, I heard, was doing something in the corner herself. That's what I heard. I'm just kidding. I didn't hear that. It was a joke. Okay, let's see. Inner City Press tweeting anything else? Yet it is Diddy is back. Diddy is back in his seat. So it appears they're going to be getting started again soon. I told you it was not going to be a long break. They only have about 32 more actual minutes left of court. So, they got a picture of Maureen Comey in there. She's the one crapped the bed on the Ghislaine trial, apparently. They do not have the witnesses in here. They do not have the officer on the key players. They do not have the supposed male escorts on here. If you are feeling so inclined as to donate super chats, y'all, I do want to direct you to the Legal fund linked below. I do get a much larger percentage of it if you want to donate there. Most of these super chats are probably going straight there anyway, and it's a bigger percentage if you put it on that one. That one goes straight to a different bank account. It's not even my own bank account. But if you want to give a super chat for a coffee or probably still the legal fund, let's be honest, but I only get a certain percentage of it here. Oh my God, stop. Who's from Port? Oh, no, you are not the Samantha I'm thinking of. I ain't gonna say your last name because I don't want anybody to, girl, you should see these haters. Did you go to Port Allen High? Were we in the English class together? Were you always getting the best grades on the writing? Are you that Samantha? Please tell me, please do. And also, yes, West Side all day, every day, Port Allen. Love that. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Y'all, I feel like I just saw a mirage in the desert. Like someone from Port Allen all the way on this part of the internet. That is crazy. Thanks so much for that $20 super chat as well. It's only day one and my jaw has yet to come off the floor. Crystal, Hiker Mom said, this is going to be a heck of a summer. You're also doing an amazing job reporting it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, y'all. I mean, thankfully they're going to be off some Fridays. They're going to be done by 3:00 most days, but I'm going to try to make it through this week. I am. I might be even going on Andy Popcorn Planet after this. He said, thank you so much for that $4.99 super chat as well. He said that they're going to be maybe doing daily recap. Oh, there he is right there. Andy, there he is right there. Oh my God. I was just now talking about you. Oh my God. Am I psychic? Thank you so much. Bravo, bravo. I was saying if they're going to be doing daily recap. Oh my God, go away. Stop that. I might be going over there later if they want me to, if they'll have me and all that. Thank you. I put my sister's ex-husband, a predator who abused me in prison 2 summers ago. This hits home. Oh, wow. It's important what you're doing. I wish I could give more. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Grounded Healing. No, every little bit counts. Every single little bit counts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I put my sister's ex-husband, a predator who abused me in prison. Yes. Yes. Get him. Glad he's in prison. Louisiana in the house. Laissez-les bon temps roulé. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my God, East Baton Rouge. Okay, you know what? Wait. Okay, East Side too. East Side represent too. I mean, y'all got a little bit better water. You got a little bit better funding for your schools and stuff. That's cute. You know, we were fighting out here for our life in Port Allen because we're on the west side of the west side. We're west of Bruley, ain't we? It was hard. We're fighting for our life. East Side too. You know, I love a hometown moment. Hello from Serbia. Oh my God. Hello, hello, hello. I met some cool people from Serbia this summer. Oh my God. Wait, who else is from Port Allen? Stop it. Who else isn't from Port Allen? Louisiana girl. Covington. Shout out to Covington in the chat. Miss Carol. Shout out to you. Oh, not Miss Carol. You like my age, girl. Hello, hello, hello. Could be Tinkle and Boo Boo Yuck. Could be, could be, could be. Is this a real live chat? Yeah, this is a real live chat, Michael Knight. How could it possibly not be a real live chat? How could it not be a real live chat if all this stuff is happening live? Please. Boise, Idaho. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Boise, Idaho in the chat. Unapologetically black. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They should put Diddy under the jail, Kay Wilson said. I start the Appalachian Trail this week. Oh, yes. That's going to be so fun. Oh, good luck to you. You're going to learn so much about yourself and your limits, and it's going to be nice. Okay, let's see if we are back on yet. He's got another 1,000 followers on Twitter along the way. I just happened to notice earlier that he had 278,000 Twitter followers and now he has 282. So he's gained like thousands of Twitter. He deserves it. He should have more. He should have 1 billion. All right. 1 minute ago. Note during the break. Oh, wait, hold on. During the break, we got a tweet. During the break, he says, the male dancer witness is named Daniel Phillip, not Phillips, as it first sounded like. Okay, 4:24 p.m. Welcome back, jurors. But can I have the lawyers for a sidebar? Okay, so we're back in court. The lawyers have arrived. If Samantha messaged me back, just send me an email, girl. ThatSurpriseWitness@gmail.com because Andy texted me. Okay, let me check my text. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Can I join? Yes. Yes. Okay, wait. Let me send it to you. Hold on. All right. Yes. And then after I'm done here, we'll redirect y'all right over to Andy Popcorn Planet. Thanks so much, TH, for the $9.99 super chat. That is such a cute profile picture with your paws. Thank you, Courtney, for the $4.99. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody for the super chats. Thank you, thank you. Let me just invite Andy over here. Get some fresh commentary in here. We got about 30 more minutes of court left today. But the judge has asked the lawyers up for a sidebar to talk for a minute. That seems to be about 10 minutes ago he did that. Okay, here you go. I just sent it to you, Andy. I think that should work. Okay, so there's that. Let me get back to my Twitter screen. Janice Combs' wig is plugging her ears. Woo! I'm glad Popcorn back on the Diddy wave because, child, that was my news for a while. But they've been on the Blake Lively stuff, so this is great, Wicked Bree said. Brianna. Free Diddy, James Williams said. He's coming home. Listen, James Williams, if he didn't do it and he's innocent, he ought to go home. I've always said that. I've always thought that. Yapping on the internet. No thoughts, just hunches. Yep, that's just me too. Honestly, that's me. Let's see. Watching all the way from Cyprus. Oh, wow. Shout out to Cyprus in the Mediterranean. That sounds so bougie and fancy. Best coverage. You deserve all the subscribers. Thank you. I am trying to get to 200,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the Diddy trial. I don't know why that's my goal. That's what I decided yesterday I was going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so did they start? Yeah, they did. They went back to the sidebar. I did send to Andy is it not working? Let me just check in, make sure it's the right thing. Okay, I did. I sent it to him. And I sent it to you on text message. Just send it some other way, Andy. Like, oh, I just heard you join. Bloop. I don't even have headphones, so I hope there's no echo. First special guest. Hold on. First special guest of the Diddy trial.
Is my thing all distorted?
No. Looks normal.
Okay, good.
I could change it.
Okay.
Maybe it's a little squeezed.
What the heck?
I think it looks fine. Okay, so I guess we'll have to do it like
anyway,
this.
Sorry, keep talking. I was watching too. I
So
I know these can be tough, BJ, because you got a lot to talk. So I was like, if you need help,
Yeah.
I'm just watching. I was like, I'd love to chime in with you.
Yeah, and you're gonna do an update later. What are some of the most craziest things so far? Oh, wait, hold on. Hold that thought. We got a new tweet. So the judge just now took a sidebar. They took the lawyers to the side. He just does this new tweet. Mr. Phillip, you're still under oath. Okay. Then it's Diddy's lawyer, Xavier Donaldson. Let me show you a text message chain between you and Cassie. Is it accurate? Yes. You were working for a service, a male review show. What's a male review show?
Like a strippers, I assume. Okay. I mean, knowing it's Diddy, it's probably way worse than just strippers.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like a male, like it seems
male
like
reviews
that.
Like Chippendales.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So what do you think? What do you think's thoughts?
You know, his love of baby oil, it's not a federal crime, BJ.
True.
I mean, that's what I love that that's what it's all about. I mean, it's an interesting defense, and I appreciate because you look at everything objectively, but nobody has that much baby oil. We've heard it from porn stars. They don't have that much baby oil.
What do you think's up with the baby oil?
He's a man of excess. So I do think
there's kind of squished. Is that my fault?
I think he's got to have a lot of everything. Like, does my clip work? Can you hear that? I'm a savage. I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. So I feel like he's just got to have it all, right? The baby oil is just another excessive example of he clearly likes. Well, look, he likes to be with men. I've heard that from reliable sources. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, not always a natural lubricant when you're with men. So he guesses using baby oil for that. That
Okay.
I would still think you'd want lube, not baby oil, but it was lube. I don't know. Sorry. I come in and we're already, it's hard to talk about this case without trigger warnings. Apologies.
It is. It really is. I'm kind of wondering. I mean, there was a rumor, and you know better than anybody. You got to be very careful what you believe coming around the Diddyverse, because who knows who's saying what for why. But there was a rumor about that maybe this oil had some type of like something else in it besides, maybe it was more than it just appeared as oil or lubricant, and maybe it had some other like skin permeating drugs or something in it. Do you think?
Well, I'm waiting for the feds to like bring that out because I've never seen anybody confirm it
Mm,
either. Exactly.
I've never seen anybody confirm it, but I'm like, they're like, okay, inner city press can't really obviously transcribe these things. He's doing tweets. And so, you got to read between the lines. And even like what he decides to type, so much of it was like the lawyers, the feds being like, how often were you putting the baby oil on? Did he tell you to put baby oil on? Like this baby oil, baby oil, baby oil, baby oil.
Well, can I
Really,
actually
really.
you remind me of another topic that I'm going to talk about on our recap, but I want to get your perspective.
Okay.
I'm hearing the weirdest things about these line fillers. Have you been hearing about this?
No,
So they
I haven't
pay
heard a
people,
single thing.
they're
Tell
paying
me.
people to sit in line
Yeah,
to be in
I've
the
heard
front of the
those.
line, and it's all the major broadcasters. And they have like I was watching I might have them on my show. I'm trying to get them there. But people who are there were like sort of TikToking about it and stuff. And they're completely like using their power and media badges and stuff to basically bully people away from the line. So like it's impossible
This
to
happened
get
to
in
me.
there.
That
And then I
happened
will
to
tell
me.
you, we were trying for months to get on the media pass to figure, well, how do we get in this court? We figured there must be a way. BJ, it is impossible to get on this court because we want to be there for the Blake Lively case if it's the same court next year. So there's a story there and there's a lawsuit there. Like this is not free press. Now it's
No.
bravo Inner City Press because you have to do what he's doing in order to get in. Like you have to be reporting on numerous cases throughout the year in order to get an actual press badge to get in the courtroom like he's doing.
So there's press passes and there's also public spots.
Correct.
So at the Britney hearings, the same exact thing happened. And the team is similar between these people. They would know the same tactics. So I would get there. They didn't have court every day like this, but I would get there to court. One day I got there before 4:00 in the morning, and Prim was there even earlier than me. And I stood in the line. I was the first person in line. I was just going to stand there and have my notebook and I was going to do that. I wasn't paying no line sitters. I was sitting. So I went and sat and I was the first person in the line. Chloe Malos's bodyguard. Chloe Malos at the time was a CNN reporter, but now works for NBC, mainstream news. Her bodyguard was sitting there telling me that I had to move. And I was like, no, I don't. This is a public. What do you freaking mean I have to move? This is public. And he was like, you're in the way of all the news. I said, well, they should have got their shot before I got here. I don't know what to tell you. And he pulls out his phone and acts like he's going to start recording me for his live stream. Little did he know I was live and hundreds of people were watching. So it didn't intimidate me, but I have been intimidated outside of a courthouse by somebody who was a bodyguard of a mainstream reporter. And her name was and is Chloe Malos. So there's videos on that. We do have some updates.
Yeah, let's hear thank God for Inner City Press.
Thank God. Thank God. Y'all go please support him, because I heard also today only 5 people have the press pass that allows you to tweet from inside the courtroom. And I do agree with you, Andy. This is not open press. This is not free press. This should be televised. This should be live streamed. We should absolutely not have to be relying on people to do this, but also thank God for him.
And there are reports of people. There are a couple I've heard are in there, but I'm still trying to figure out how they got there. Did they buy the line pass? It is difficult.
Some people were
if you're not
out
in New
there
York, good luck.
and did stand. Some people stood for the spot and got the spot, and good for them. Thank you to them. And I'm looking forward to hearing their reporting of what they have to say tonight.
But how are you supposed to report if you have to sleep overnight on a curb every day and then you got to go back the next day? Like that's
you don't.
ridiculous.
I don't think you do. I think you have to have like some type of for sure pass. Okay, we have one more tweet. You were a manager. Male strippers for women? He says yes. Stitution was not allowed, right? He said, right, it wasn't. Your job was to build it up. Build what up? Yes and no. I'll go with yes. What? So this is the cross examination. This is the defendant Diddy's lawyer.
Here, get rid of me and cut to the tweets. They don't care about me. They want to read the tweets.
Oh, okay. Here. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I don't care. Go read just
I thought it was up this whole time when I'm looking at that. You were a manager, Donaldson. So now they're on cross. The prosecutor has asked the questions of this male escort, and now Diddy's lawyer is asking questions. You were a manager, male strippers for women? He's like, yeah. But sleeping with people, that was prohibited, right? Yes, right. Your job was to build it up? Yes and no. The lawyer goes, I'll go with yes. And then the feds are like, wait, what do you mean you'll go with yes? Objection. And then the objection gets sustained. Did the company open fake businesses to optimize search results? What? So they're trying to make this company seem like a scam, I guess. Did the company offer fake businesses to optimize search results? He said fake addresses. It was just search engine optimization. So you went to optimize the lady's experience? I have no idea what you mean. It's just our slogan. What are they talking about? Well, I've been doing this, like filling in the blank. The jury is back. The judge called the attorneys to the bench. Okay, so nothing new here. New York Times. Because they kind of fill in the blanks. Like there's like stuff going on. The different people tweeting. Xavier Donaldson, a new addition to Diddy's defense, has started to cross-examine Daniel Phillip, who said he was repeatedly paid to have relations with them while Diddy watched. Donaldson, Diddy's lawyer, is focusing on the review show of male strippers that Phillip managed, underscoring that it prohibited stitution. There's a strange and argumentative back and forth between Diddy's lawyer, Xavier Donaldson, and Daniel Phillip over whether Phillip viewed his job as to, quote, optimize the lady's night experience. I think the man don't understand what search engine optimization is. I think the man, Xavier Donaldson, is like, so you were optimizing the experience of the ladies? And he's like, no, it's search engine optimization. We would use different URL addresses, and maybe that is something fishy with that. I'm not trying to, say that's not something he was doing something fishy. I know they, people can do stuff suspicious with search engine optimization, but is that the same thing as a fake business to optimize the ladies' experiences? I think he was trying to say optimize like people finding the business. He says, Cassie told you to say the name Black? He said, yeah. Your boss told you someone wanted a black man stripper? He said, yeah. Let me show you. This shouldn't be put on the screen. Take it off. Take it off. What did they just put on the screen? I need to know what they just put on the screen. I need to know what they just put on the screen. It says, take it off. Take it off. Is Gina missing? Some people say she's been paid off. I don't know if she's missing or not. Yes, or those inside cameras should be on. Look for Pacer members who want to. Yeah, exactly. The strip said he would pick up supplies, baby oil. This is a great question, Debony. If that's a very interesting name, Debony. He would pick up supplies. Here's the thing that I heard in the rumors is that they would actually mix it. So it wasn't like straight up. It was like mixed in. Like, for example, LSD, which is not one of the substances. So, I mean, I don't know. But for example, like a whole entire dose of that is one drop. So I don't know how this other stuff works. Could you put like a drop or two of it in and it spread around? I mean, that's what the rumors had said. Jaguar Wright is at the courthouse and inside the room. I mean, look, some people did stay in line. Yeah, people are just saying what they think, which is allowed. That's just fine. I mean, none of us know unless y'all are saying y'all were there. And in that case, you need to be on the witness stand, girl. Thanks so much, Courtney, for the $4.99 super chat. Thanks so much, Courtney, again from Knoxville, Tennessee. Yes. Shout out to you. Thank you for that $9.99 super chat. Member for 7 months, Sarah. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Mr. Lord. Another $10 super chat. Thank you. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else new. They're gonna have to be wrapping it up soon. I think they only have about 10 more minutes. 12, 11. He told you to say the name Black. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Anything new else? This one requires a refresh. Cross-examination has begun. Oh, man. Tanea. Oh, my Lord. Breaking. They done put Tanea Wallace from the soft white underbelly on the Washington Post.
Sorry.
Oh, look at this. Just in freaking time. Look who it is on the Washington Post. You're going to
My
gasp.
AC broke. Oh my gosh.
You know who that is?
You just said it. What's her name?
Tania.
Wallace?
Nova's mom.
Mm.
It says, the headline says, the Diddy allegations are shocking. Were they also business as usual? In late 2022, well before Sean Diddy Combs got into real trouble, a man in Los Angeles approached Tanea Wallace with an offer. He was a scout for Soft White Underbelly photographer Mark Laita's YouTube channel about people struggling with issues or addiction. Oh my God. They're bringing Mark Laita into it. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to look into that later. I don't want to miss what's going on here because, you know, the trial is going to stop. I guess
at 5, right?
And then you go on, what time is your live? How do I redirect to your thing? Can you
you set up in your live settings? I can walk you through before you end. But we just also we're gonna have Jaguar on. She's supposed to call in.
You
she was
are?
Oh,
that is gonna be funny.
And yeah, I haven't talked to her in a while. I got no beef with her. I don't want to beef with her. You know, some people try to have beef with her. I want to hear from her. I want to hear her thoughts. And she's because she's a Warren or something. I don't know. I want to hear her thoughts on Diddy. Like she was outside the courtroom. Did you see her?
I didn't see her, but yes, I saw her and someone in the back of someone else's, and someone was like, "There's Jag," but I didn't see any of her stuff come up. I mean, in this case, listen, even if somebody's like, "What does Jaguar Wright know about this, that, and the other?" Like, I think it's now there's proof she was actually in the courtroom. So at the very least, we can hear from somebody inside the courtroom. I think that's great. People got to learn how to take stuff and interpret it and decipher it on their own. You know what I mean? If somebody was inside the courtroom, I'm letting them talk. They were inside the courtroom.
So what's your takeaway so far?
It's going faster than I thought.
What about Jane Doe 3? They still haven't gotten her, secured her, right?
The only people we've heard about are Jane Doe number 1, Mia, who's an employee, a former employee, and Cassie, as far as victims.
Because the news this morning was all about the whole case is in shambles because Jane Doe 3 has gone AWOL.
It might be the case that Jane Doe 3 is a very strong part of the case, but I think so far it looks pretty bad for Diddy. And I am very objective. I'm very on both sides of it. Like I'll say when I think Diddy got a point in court, and I'll say when I think the feds did, and I'll say when they messed up too. But I think that so far it's still looking pretty bad, even without any mention of any victim 3. Let's see if there's something else new. I am kind of like feeling like, how much more could they possibly get done? Like I'm just watching the clock tick down.
Right. I mean, the judge wants to use as many minutes as he can, right? That's key. He doesn't want to waste anybody's time.
Totally.
5 weeks he's got to go through this. So even that 10 minutes, I'm sure he's making sure they use wisely.
So now they're talking about the wig. Diddy's lawyer says she was wearing a wig. He said, yeah. She handed you money? She handed me $4,000. Before any oil rubbing? Correct. She had on heels and dark glasses. Where'd the money come from? He said, her hand. Ask stupid questions, get stupid answers. So the biggest thing that I just really can't stop thinking about is that they just keep bringing this oil up. Again, look, before any oil rubbing. Like it's oil, 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 oil. If it was just simply oil, why would it just keep?
He's trying to normalize the oil, DJ. He's like, that's what's happening here.
Right, but
Just
why would
oil
he
rubbing?
need?
We're just they want it because it's I got a sense of that with what's her name, Tenny or the Garagos, Terry. It's not Terry. It's
I call
Tenny.
her
Is
Teeny.
that how you say it?
It's such a strange name. Who knows? I just say Teeny.
Teeny. Well, Teeny was out there like she knew immediately she had to address the Cassie video. Like she had to get ahead of a lot of stuff. That was the vibe I was getting from her opening argument.
Hold on one second, real quick,
Andy.
People are being rude and don't know how to act in the chat. Dominique, if you just want the updates, you're welcome to go read
you
them.
can just
on
refresh
Twitter.
the feed
You
yourself.
can go read them. You don't know how to read. Clearly, you know how to spell. You in my
like
chat.
You're interrupting a testimony in the courthouse.
Christ. Like, I have literally had not stopped reading updates to these people all day. And Dominique is in the chat saying, I want updates. Go read them then, weirdo. Okay, anyway. Sorry, Andy. That was so disrespectful.
I'm trying to give BJ a break. She's been talking a lot for you
Jesus
guys.
Christ, I haven't stopped freaking talking for 12 hours or some shit.
I don't know how you're doing it.
5 freaking minutes of like a little bit of chit chat. Like, what the fuck, dude? Y'all have serious issues. I don't work for you.
Bye.
Bye.
Because first of all, I applaud BJ. Make sure you're dropping your super chats. You're hitting your subscribe because I'm now her hype man. Because I literally, I was like, I'm not doing the trial. I can't sit here as long as you do it every day and just succumb to it. I'm doing the recaps, and I thought, and Kim and I agree, we'll be better doing recaps. But even then, I feel like it's just the interest has died down on this case, which is really depressing. And so to do all the work,
Dominique. Dominique needs the updates right now.
BJ does exactly what I do. I can't stand when somebody is in the chat trying to direct the show.
It's like,
get your own channel, Dominique.
Go tell somebody else what to do. I'm so serious. Okay, let's see if we have any updates.
But let's please Dominique. But did you not feel that way with Tenny was sort of setting up the things that they can't, the elephants in the room, if you will?
Oh, totally. That's actually a technique. It's called stealing thunder. It's when you know something's coming. You know it's coming. But the feds had to do it too. They had to say, things like, oh, she did call back. She did not report it to the police. It's like, yeah, they bringing it up. So let me say it first. It's like, your principal's going to call your mom. So you just need to tell her first. So she hears it from you first kind of thing. It's like a very human, I think, psychology thing. But yes, I do think Teeny was doing that. Absolutely think she was. Like, oh yeah, he's a domestic abuser. I'm proud to represent him though.
You may not like him, but he's not a criminal.
He might be, but they're not charging him for the right crime.
P. Diddy is really the name today. Ashley, I saw that. Bravo, P. Diddy.
Who? Wait, what?
P-E-E Diddy, because he likes to pee.
P-E-E, P-P. Oh my God, seriously. Oh my God, that I totally tried to memory wipe from my own brain. Oh my God, yes. You're going to have so much fun recapping each day. Y'all are going to have fun on the after hours recap show over there. Okay, so we have probably one of the last things we're going to read today. You were wearing a New York City Police Department uniform, right? I bought an NYPD t-shirt. You took the oil off in front of Cassie? The oil? Does this man need a brain scan? Xavier Donaldson? So. Is he having a stroke? He don't know what search engine optimization is, and he's representing Sean P. Diddy Puff Daddy Combs. And now he's saying, you took the oil off in front of Cassie? How do you take what are you talking about? You would have to shower, wouldn't you? How do you take oil off? Scrape? I'm confused. And so is Daniel Phillip. He said, no, the oil. I took my clothes off. She said, it's my birthday. What is this man doing? Oh, my Lord. Okay. So what have you been hearing else about these line setters? I want to go into my live settings so I can set up the redirect.
Hold on, I'm making sure I didn't buy my Zoom. Shit. Hold on.
You didn't buy your Zoom?
I had Zoom and then I didn't buy the latest one. I'm making sure it's ready. There we go. Okay. There we go. Today, perfect. Okay, good. Oh God, I gotta fill all this shit in. Sorry, I'm making sure my Zoom is ready for Jaguar and you if you want to pop in. There it is.
Do you have your live already set up?
Yes, I'm going to send it to you. So if you go to settings, you can set up the redirect. You see it?
Yeah.
If you look up Popcorn Planet, or I can here. Can I post? I'll post the link here.
I think I have it. I'm like in there. Upcoming monster.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, got it.
And that way, when you're done, when you click it's over, join us after. We'll have BG on Jaguar, and we'll Kim and I have been prepping a recap. But I'm just making sure I realized I didn't set my Zoom up.
Okay, got it. It's set up. Okay, let's see if we have updates. 4:59 p.m. Okay, nothing new. The last thing we have here, we didn't miss anything yet, y'all. It's what's his name? Don't know if he's taking off oil, he's taking off shirts. He's probably so scandalized from everything he heard and imagined there in court. He's like, who am I representing? Who is this man? What is going on? I don't know. Did you expect to hear from Cassie today? I did not.
No, I mean, I knew they kept teasing it, but I was like, there's no way they're going to bring her out in day one.
Freaking way. I didn't even expect them to get to the second witness. Okay, maybe I can look over here. Everybody's just deciding they won't go home. Nobody's working anymore. Jury is back in the courtroom. Defense attorney has started the cross-examination. Testified in cross-examination he wasn't an active stripper or dancer when his boss asked him to go meet Cassie. He was just a manager. He wasn't an active stripper or dancer. He testified that he would sometimes fill in if he was needed. And that day, his boss said there was a request for black male stripper and no one else was available that fit the description. He thought he was going to strip for a bachelorette party. Okay. That's like pretty much what we've already heard, but that's a little bit more detail.
Does anyone else hate passwords?
I don't like them, but I also don't want them like reading my thumbprint either. So
every time I'm like, why did it put the password in?
Oh man, they show in a video, breaking news. He shows something and says, it appears she's enjoying herself. Oh my God, this is nasty. Jesus. I'm not reading this. What was your position?
Wait, this is Diddy's team?
Yeah, he says, Diddy's team says, it appears she is enjoying herself. That's the question. The guy, Daniel Phillip, the escort, says, yes. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta get rid of some stuff here. Yes, he says. Then the question says, what was your position? And then he says, missionary. I was like, did that just happen? She asked you for a photo? Phillip said, I don't know if Diddy asked for it. I don't know who asked for it. The judge said, ignore that. So there seems to be like quite a bit of back and forth going on. I don't exactly know, what's being left out clearly, but there's some talk about missionary. If somebody's asking just outright, what was your position? I thought they were talking about his job. Like I was a manager. He says missionary. What is that about? I don't know. Let me see. 42 minutes ago was the most recent update. Freaking Chloe Maylaw, she's lazy over there. They don't have nothing. 42 minutes, nothing? Jesus. This right here, I gotta finish reading this one right here. Diddy allegations, also business as usual. This is, wow. Wait, is the soft white underbelly gonna be linked in with the Diddy trial? That would be nuts. That would be nuts. Let's see. They're talking about missionary. My God. He's gotten so many followers, say like 4,000 or something.
Good for him.
I think he deserves it. We'll pick up here tomorrow. First day over.
Oh my God. How do you feel, BJ? You did it.
Good. I feel good and excited. I feel fortunate and blessed that I get to do this as my job and people give me money for free for doing it. Thank you so much to everybody who did that and get to, cover monumental cases of public importance. I love it. I feel good. A little tired, if that's what you're trying to solicit. A little tired, a little
It's
bit.
a lot of work. And if you liked what BJ did, drop a tip in the tip jar.
Yes, do drop a tip in the tip jar or the legal fund, preferably. Okay, I'll let you go get your show started. I might pop on in a little bit if you want or whatever, but I think I need a break for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Take your break. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, my mommy gave me
I'm happy to join you anytime.
$50.
Text me anytime you need help. As you got this, we'll be doing our recap. Take your time to wrap up yours. If you want to join us, we'll see you over there.
Okay,
and yes,
perfect.
keep supporting BJ, please. That's Surprise Witness. Drop a tip, a support. You got to do it. All these people, come on. $5 after what is it? 6 hours of streaming she did for you.
I was here for
That's
a long
no
time.
joke.
It was a long
Tip
time.
BJ and tip Intercity Press. Both of them
Him too.
deserve a couple bucks. They
Agreed.
do.
Oh my God, I'm going to tip him right now.
I do it every time we do one of these. I always drop
Robin
him
Hood
$100
tipping.
just because he deserves it. Oh my God, there it is, Amber. Bravo, Tip and BJ. That's how it's done.
Yeah,
love
Amber.
you, BJ. I'll see you in a few if you can. If you don't, no worries. But we'll see some of you guys over there.
I'll be in there
Talk
either
soon.
way sometime. Yeah,
Okay. Hopefully Jaguar's coming in. That'll be fun.
I'm sure. She's
Yeah,
ready to
bye.
talk and spill. See you
Always.
later. Bye. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much, Amber TSW, for the $50 super chat. Imports and exports, what's that about? That's what I want to know. $4.99 super chat. Thanks so much for that. B, very generous today. Naked, jaded, Neko. You changed the name again. I don't come here for updates and facts. It's the sassy queen for me. Love your face, queen. Oh my God, thank you so much. Thank you, Jaded, and thank you for that $5 super chat. Dominated. Thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat. Gaston, be nice. She don't know how to act. That's for sure. Thanks so much for the $1.99 super chat. Blue, thank you for the $5 super chat for all you put up with. Thank you. Thank you to B. I think I already said thank you, but thank you again. $1.99 super chat, and again $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that. Heather, welcome to members. So tomorrow, y'all, we're going to be here again, pretty much same time, pretty much same place. If you liked that coverage, make sure that you are here for that. Thank you, Ashley Harper, for the $9.99 super chat. And thank you, Kay Lauren Lee. You became a member. Now you're dropping super chats. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that. I'll be here tomorrow, probably about 9:30 a.m. I think that's what time it starts, right? 9:30, 9:45, something like that. Thank you, Jen. $10 super sticker. Thank you. Check out, yes, thank you for putting these EHC Bunny. Check out Diamond, Popcorn Planet, Christy, Oklahoma, all the mods, Amber, chat, everybody, thank you. Long day, big day, huge day. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Matrix Goth, shout out to you. I will see y'all tomorrow. I might drop in to, dude, can't wait to listen while I work tomorrow. Oh my God. Yay. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. Early in the morning, I'll be there. And we'll do it all over again. See you at least then. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation, and neither are opinions. And I do not work for you. Thank you very much. Love you, Mina K. Bye.